Ghost Agents. I thought that would be Killjoy, but how I was surprised to see Viper's got her buffs, but nothing to be seen for mass use. Enough of the Viper, though. Who's going to be coming through, not getting poisoned for this round? 5 versus 5. That pure obviously is too much for them right now. Oh my goodness, my Transfer coming through from Aaron as well. Once again, it's a 5 versus 2 that don't seem to be trading too well.
No, right now we're just seeing XSET. They're just able to find the right angles and actually just able to trade off of each other completely. And right now, C9 White, they're just not able to find those openings. We were talking about that before. And just right now, XSET are not allowing any sort of vacancy, any sort of gap at all that C9 can find. 4-0 going to be the score. Now money back on the board once again for the attackers. We have the AWP in the hands of Katie now. See what she can find. But that, I mean, this could be, you know, what they need. I mean, we talk about the importance of having an AWP and the big adjustment with the money and how much it costs and everything like that. And it's a big risk. I mean, Pure, you can see, did bring the first frag previously, but we're going to have to see, can that be transition on that attacking side?
This really is a make or break moment for this half, if you will. Pure are just removing Mel immediately. A few seconds trickled off the clock, and that's one agent out of the run-in. This is what we were just talking about, wasn't it? We need to see some tight trades, taking those aggressive peaks. Doesn't seem to be working against XSET. They've got the off ankles on lock, and right now it's just relying on Katie to get this pick. But I'm not too sure if XSET are gonna show any skin.
No, right now they're actually just playing very passive. I mean, you see BCJ just playing inside a garden. A little bit of a trade situation with Pure are going to be the first point of contact, and this is a really tight angle. So this is a difficult one that we're going to see from Katie. I mean,
this pulls this off. This could.
Oh, look at that jiggle. That's just perfect. Able to push back Pure. So now has to reposition. But now the question will be if Katie can be prepared for BCJ. Going to be right beside. Going to be close on. Going to be able to line that frag and take her down. So now they put themselves at a 5-on-3 situation. Spike. It's still in possession for the attackers. But now they've lost 2 duelists. 2 of their ultimates that were available in addition have been depleted. So now it's going to be on the raw utility and just fragging abilities, but they'll have to see what they can find. And Alexis going to be close on by. Creeping. Going to be able to, no, but it's going to be We Did. Shuts that dream down. Trying to look for a little bit more. The recon bolt going to be able to get a location away a little bit longer. That Spike has advanced itself. They are going to go for the fake plant. And now going to be fully commenced, but We Did still being a big problem. And Aaron going to be able to package that up and put this 5-0.
Hustling that and send that off into the next round. Round number 6 here. Surely Cloud9 White at this point. IGL just scratching your head and thinking, what do we need to do different? What is going to be the difference maker in this half right now? We do see ults across the board, lads. 3 apiece from what I can see.
Yeah, I mean, this, you know, right now, I mean, they're just going for the purchase. They're going to actually have the Stinger for Annie. And right now, they're just trying to preserve that money as much as possible. So we'll have to see if they're going to try anything a little bit different. Aaron going to use the showstopper. Going to get stopped a little bit by the tripwire. Still has a little bit time left on that rocket fuse, but not going to be able to find anything. C9, they back away in time. They don't fall for it. Katie going to be able to land that Blade Storm. Gets the first exchange. That's something we haven't seen. Able to get a second. Can it be the third? But actually, it will be the fallback. Pure going to be able to retreat. Get a second chance of this. Going to be using the Blade Storm also.
The counter Blade Storm. Gotta love to see it take out that counter agent the opposite team. This off angle from Puro. This could really upset this round though. Katie, great start to the round. Oh no, BCJ. Headshots galore for Hookah. Hookah's closed.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing way to just shut that down. And even now, Cat going to be able to creep on through. Has the spike, goes for the fake plant. Going to go for the one-on-one exchange, but BCJ going to win that duel. So now, all down to Annie, a Stinger in hand, but not going to be able to make it connect. And that's a quad kill that comes in from BCJ. Phenomenal play, and now there's going to be 3 ults available for XSET. And right now, it's just looking very, very clean.
For an off buy, for a sort of a light buy that we just saw out of Cloud9 White, that's a really healthy round. Let's break that down. The work of how they were entry with the Jet, they got that Blaze Storm into action, and the good trades and the jiggle peeking. We need to see more of that from Cloud9 White, and if we do, I believe we're going to see a lot more rounds in the scoreboard. Good stuff, healthy movement, just need to see that conversion for the round.
Yeah, we need to see C9 just find these openings. They need to get that first frag. I mean, we saw a little bit glimpse of it previously with Katie, but now It did get shut down as they just weren't able to find the right path after they got those openings. And even now it's going to be a full gun round commenced once more. That's going to be Hunter's Fury that's going to be used from Annie. Trying to get a little bit of information, trying to throw back the rotation a little bit more.
Able to inflict any frags from it. Still for the 5 versus 5. Hunter's Fury not as furious as I would want it to be. And talking of that, there's another Hunter's Fury coming through, forcing a couple of players to contact with the TP there. Talking of frags though, Mel, she's grabbed one.
Yeah, BCJ still going to be in the back of B Hall, holding it down, but it's going to be Mel. She's actually going to be able to push on through, and Weeded does finally take her down, so gets a little bit of the flank. Now, all of a sudden, this is a big position for C9. A 4-on-2, but Weeded, he's going to get caught in the trap. They completely bombarded, and now they finally get around to the board. C9, they pick it up in great fashion, 6-1.
Call it the caster's blessing, if you will, lads. We were just talking, if they can act off of that pick, they did. Mel went through like a freight train, insane with a 3K, and that really defines the theme of that round. Excellent stuff. Keep it up, Cloud9, and we'll see ourselves a game for the rest of this half. It is 6-1 though, and to take nothing from XSET, they've been playing tremendously. Their jiggle peaks, their jump peaks, they've really been toying with Cloud9 White.
Yeah, and this is difficult. I mean, in my opinion, on Bind, I mean, I definitely would give it for the defender side, more defender-sided, and it really is difficult to get those executes. And you have to, like we said, you have to find those little windows that you can just get that pick and work off of it and just get some map control. But right now, we just haven't been able to see that be the success factor right now for C9. And even now, Aaron, you can see spams on through the cyber cage, able to take down Mel. So a very big pickup they got. Spike's still going to be in possession for the Omen. Now the Neural Theft going to be activated, gives away that location of the remaining C9 players. This is looking a little problematic here, Kappa.
It is looking slightly diminished efforts here for Cloud9 White. Excellent play for the last round, but this one, a minute and under, and they've got that 4 versus 5. Need to see something special here. Who's going to be the player to bring it, though? In comes Omen, delivering some mass confusion.
I really like that paranoia. I mean, it went right through Hookah. I believe that actually caught both players, but instead they actually didn't capitalize on it. But now that ultimate's going to be used from the Omen. That's going to be Kat, going to be able to get inside of into elbow, but now will not actually push on through, but now she's decided she wants to.
30 seconds left.
BCJ still in the back of the site. Cyberkid still blocking things off. The spike has finally advanced itself, but Aaron takes her down, but now a little bit of retaliation. Back and forth we go. BCJ only able to find one, and all of a sudden now it's just going to be down to Katie. 14 seconds left. Op in hand. The spike not very close
10
by.
seconds left.
At this moment, this just might be the save for the op. Preserve that weapon, preserve that money.
Yeah, it does. It has to be the save, doesn't it, lads? Unfortunate after the excellent efforts there, the trades. We're seeing the trades start to speed up a bit, and that's what you see. As you get into that game, and you've talked of this, and it's a very good point, lads. You sort of shake off the nerves. You shake off the jitters in map number 1. We're starting to see some better players from Cloud9 White, and we need to see at least a couple more rounds if they're going to have a doable defensive side here.
Yeah, 7-1. We're already going into the 9th round. We definitely need to see something a little bit different from C9. But this is going to be the gun round. Another chance to see what they can find. And I mean, the one thing we were talking about is, you know, if they can get that early pick, put a little bit more aggression on, just burn some utility from the defensive side, that could be something different we can see. But time will tell. No ultimates, only going to be one for the Omen, which will be We Did. Still going to be holding the fort inside of the bathroom. But a very slow round once again from C9.
And this is it, isn't it? We've seen the same kind of tale told off of each of these rounds. They seem to just not be playing off the advantages of the pieces they have. You've got to take those risks. No risk, no reward. And right now, it seems all the risk is being taken here from XSET.
Shadows traveling.
There will be Pyrrha to actually find the connection, takes down Alexis, so
they found my wire.
this is, you know, this is the big key that we've seen from XSET, is they're just able to get these opening duels every single time, and especially on defense, it's just such a problem for the attackers because you already lose one of the members on your squad, you lose a body essentially, which just makes it that much harder to go for an executor to get into site control, but allows the defense, they don't have to, you know, fix their rotates, they don't need to do anything really rash or different. So we just noticed that's kind of been the biggest fail,
30
or
seconds
you know,
left.
the biggest fall right now for C9.
It has been the biggest fall, and we need aggro plays. We saw Mel with that awesome 3K over on B site. Can we see it on A site? And I'm so concerned the exit. They play amazing off angles. The spike though.
Oh no.
Oh, denied.
Not like this. I mean, even look at that. They just completely ready for it. Mel only able to take down one, but that double setup in the washroom, just perfect. I mean, the fact that you're able to throw the paint cans and just land it right on the spike planner. Oh man, that's just a bit of a wrench in the gears. I mean, even now C9 them and burning the clock, and when you burn the clock that late, it just makes it more difficult, especially if things don't go right.
It definitely does, and I'm sure Dream, the coach of Cloud9 White, is similar to rely on the strats that you talked about and go back to the basics. And we really need to see that. We've talked about Duelist. We've got Raze with the showstopper right now, lads. If that could be used, it could crack open one of the sites and see you later upper. That's what we need to see early on, or even the late execution. Just tight plays and tight trades. Right now, we've seen some individual performances, but we need to see the team plays for days here, and that up shot. What do you do about that?
Yeah, and that's one of the things that always gets everybody a little bit tilted, right? I mean, especially with Jet, you're going to be able to dash, get it, you know, right out of that situation as soon as you hit the pick or miss it. But that's one of the beauties of having a good opera on a Jet. But that's, you know, Pure just been able to find these openings every single time, getting those first frags, and you know, I think Pure are just really have, you know, big success rate, I think, so far. Mel going to be able to find the frag, though, get it back to a 4-on-4 situation. Spike will be planted. Oh, showstopper galore. They're both going to shoot each other.
Oh.
But it will be Aaron to actually win that duel, but Alexis able to find two. Sheriff now into action. We've got ourselves a 2-on-2 situation. Spike is down. Annie going to be holding it down with the Phantom close by. They're playing very close. They have a bit of a buddy system. Both players creeping on through. Even now, Alexis going to be holding, but now it's all down to the 1-on-1, but it's going to be Alexis to find the quad to get them their second.
Try to be even more
Boom. Headshots. So much of that there. And those Sheriff plays, let's not forget that. Annie's 2 1-taps. Hot stuff. And that is going to get them back and around. Individual performances is what the C9 White roster is made of. And we're starting to see it surface. Excellent plays.
Yes, this should do.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of, you know, we've seen, I think, 2 rounds now from C9 where, you know, somebody individually just comes up with a bigger number of frags. And I think the first one, you know, was Mel. And then, you know, Alexis just able to pull on through with the quad, putting her actually in the top of the scoreboard for them. So now 8-2, still 2 rounds to go. If we can see C9 pick up these last 2, that's still a very respectful half that we could have for that second. We'll have to see how well XSET are going to respond to that round loss.
And confidence. Confidence has to be on the rise as well for Cloud9. We've talked of it yesterday in BO3s, as a best of 3s. It's about building your confidence as you go. Gain of 1, you do have the shakes, as we mentioned, but the clutches are starting to come through. The big brain plays. The reason these players are on the roster is surfacing. BCJ busting out the Hunter's Fury, not able to draw any blood from it though.
Deploying drone.
No, the Hunter's Fury will be used, but doesn't make any damage, but it does throw the attackers a little bit off guard. Now Alexis is going to be creeping on through, very close into the garden. The Cypher on Cypher duel. Who will prevail, but it will be Thypho to take her down. Still holding it. Will be the Jet or the Raze to come on through, but he's able to land that shot, able to make it a triple. Trying to see, can he find any more? He's going to be able to get the quad. Definitely anticipating the last player to be close
30
by.
seconds left.
It is just going to be Cat. A 1-on-4 situation. HP's low. Finds the head of Aaron. But it will be the op to make the connection to the 9th round now for XSET.
Last round in the half.
He's a turret. I think he's the Terminator. One tap. He just... and the spray down on Raze. Raze was so high in the air from that double central boost. I thought that was definitely a frag he wasn't going to get.
Yeah, we're really just seeing Pure just completely run through, especially with that op, and I mean with Thypho as well, just, you know, playing a very solid game inside of long B and really just not allowing any room at all, like we've been saying for C9. But last round of the first half, of course, all the money going to be spent. You can see not the greatest weaponry that we're seeing from the C9 White crew, but they got to make do with what they can. Oh no.
These situations I speak to see the Caster's Curse delivered. We did. We done it. He's taken out 2 frags at Showers. Showers is closed renovations, and Cloud9 White are on the back foot. It's 5-on-3. This is not looking good for the first half.
No, that's definitely very, very, tilting, especially for C9. I mean, we did just getting a little bit more adventurous, trying things a little bit unorthodox, but it does prevail. It does work out very well for them. Lands, again, where they are able to win those opening duels. I honestly think they must have almost like 100% success rate doing that. But either way, C9 back against the boards. A 3-on-4. HP for Weeded is low. No heals available from anybody on their squad, of course. So I'll have to see, can they find that window that we've been talking about so much in this first half?
That's a valid question, isn't it? You don't have heals. How would heals have made the difference? Heals, though. No heals on the wheels of these players right now. Going right in over TP and Cat. Stinger at hand. And that's going to problem. These buys have not been the most organic and the best for them. 10-2. That'll be the half. XSET safely.
Switching sides.
Cushion gap there. Big question now. What's the defense like for Cloud9 White? What have they got for their setup?
Well, right now it is going to be XSET that are 3 rounds away from taking map number 1. So we have to see C9. Can they get that opening exchange? Are they going to try anything a little bit different now that they're on the defensive side? Maybe this was where the confidence can build up a little bit more. We've definitely seen a lot of teams, and especially in our experience behind the desk, that we see a lot of teams just really flourish when they play on that defensive side versus their attack.
And that's something from CSGO roots, if anyone's played CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, whatever it may be. When you start on a different side of the map, sometimes psychologically and with your aim, it can make a difference. You have that great hold on elbow. You've got that great hold of hookah and a good double setup. You did talk about the buddy system from Cloud9 White. Looks like they've got some good buddy system set up here as well. So things looking good so far.
Three-player stack now, which will be at A. So now Cat going to be holding the tight angle, not going to be able to make anything of it. Mel going to be falling right behind. Katie responds back with only 1. So now, all of a sudden, it's a 4-on-2 situation. I mean, Alexis, the last players remaining. XSET have made their mark. They put on through the sight, and Aaron goes for the jumping burst classic. Oh, man. 11-2, but now C9. The question will be, do they want to force this, or they want to put it all on the line when XSET is essentially going to be pushing 12th round?
It's a very big question, isn't it? Do you put all your eggs in the basket when you've got another map for the best of 3? It's not a complete write-off. Maybe for this map individually. And just to give you an idea of what you're looking at, this is the VCT, the Valorant Challenger Tour 2021 North America. Challengers 1, the open qualifiers that you're seeing right now. Top 32 teams. And still, similar to the setup, they do go through the 3-map potential. This one, just map number 1 right now. Cloud9 White looking for some retention, Laz.
Looking for whatever they can find right now. A lot of utility at the disposal for XSET versus Cloud9. You can see they actually go for the full purchase, so they're going to go for the Stingers, light armor. So they're really banking on this round to pick up. If this doesn't go their way, this could really just change this completely. They absolutely need this round. It's absolutely critical at this moment.
And that's where the pressure starts to mount, isn't it? It starts to mount up on top of you. It's trying their best. Hold off the Sheriff. The Sheriff is getting removed. There's another Sheriff in town. It's looking like this XSET here. Spray coming through from that Stinger. He's just not going to cut the mustard. It's 5 versus 2.
Yeah, and even right now, like at this point, do they want to save these weapons into the next? I mean, do they want to try to see what they can make work up? Katie does find the 1, but now Cat, the loneliest number. 1 Uno, but no, it would be the knife in the back.
Dear.
Oh dear.
That's not what you need to add insult to injury. It's already 11-2. Have some respect, XSET. Have some respect. Put the knife away. Match point here for XSET. Cloud9 White at this point. Look at their money, Laz. It's Spectres at best. That's not ideal.
And that, that's kind of the risk that we were, I was mentioning a little bit before, is that if they would have saved that last round, they could have been able to have the Phantoms in full armor and everything like that, but instead they're going to just try to go for the SMGs 2 times in a row. It's a hard call, especially to make when you're at a game like this. But it doesn't pan out for them, unfortunately, but we'll have to see if this can do. Paranoia going to come on through. It's actually going to make the connection against both Annie and Alexis. So they're going to be blind, but they're going to be able to get back, reposition themselves. in the right position. And now XSET again squeezing into this B site once more, pushing on through. And it will be Aaron just coming on through. We did also mop the floor of the site. Katie finds the head of Pure, so now we have ourselves a 2-on-3, but they're in a disadvantaged situation, Kappa.
Cool, XSET them up. Yeah, this really is looking bleak. It's a 3 versus 2. Winnable? It's winnable, and that club is right in the face of the enemy race there. I think a jump scare for everyone. Time's a ticket though, lads. The bomb's planted, the spike's planted.
Yeah, it's all down to this. Cat needs to pick up this 1-on-3 to keep them alive, to stem that bleeding a little bit longer, keep them in the game. But this could potentially be everything all over, but it is going to be Aaron that's going to be able to solidify the 13-2 for map number 1.
13-2, GG for that one. And some more action will be coming up. Let's look at the stats though. Let's have a look and see who's going to take the cake, take the MVP of that entire matchup. Aaron by chance?
Yeah, Aaron on the top of 280, and we did right behind by 1 score point. That is crazy. 280 and 279. I mean, 15 and 7, 15 and 5. Really close in terms of being on the top entirely in the server. But it will be XSET that is going to be able to prevail 13-2 for Bind.
13-2 for Bind out the way. What is going to be the next map of the day, lads? That's the big question, mate. What's on the menu next?
Just pulling up my my data here. So it will be actually map number 2 is going to be Cloud9 White on the defensive side for Haven.
For Haven, so we've got the 3-site wonder. Love it or you hate it. I know there's a split in the Valorant community of what people think of the 3. I think it can add some spice, and the variety is always nice. Plenty of great action coming your way. Are we going to go to a quick break, Les, or are we going to go straight into the next matchup?
I think we're just taking a very, very short break. I think the players just want to grab some water and everything they need. So we're just going to hit a quick commercial. Don't go away. Grab whatever you need. We will be back momentarily. All right, we're back here on the Welcome stream for the Valorant Challengers Tour Open Qualifier North America. I'm here with Nerd Street Gamers with your host, of course, Laz and Kappa Frag. Map number 2, XSET versus Cloud9 White.
Oh man, that first set, XSET really going game, set, match, and the full send for that one. I'm really curious to see what Cloud9 White are going to bring to the table off of a loss like that's a hard hit for your first of a best of 3.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, when you have the first map, it goes 13-2. For anybody that is just tuning in now, XSET was able to, pretty much run over, Cloud9 White pretty convincingly, 13-2 on a map like mine. So now we're going to be switching things over to Haven, and we will have that agent selection coming through here any second. But yeah, now they're going to have to reset that mentality and feel a little bit more better about this next game.
Yeah, pick yourself up and scoop yourself up off the floor and say, dust off the shoulders and give it your best for the next map. Fresh mindset, and I'm sure that's what the coach, Dream, would have been just sharing with Cloud9 White, and the same for XSET as well. Just clear your head. You've got one game, but it doesn't mean you're going to get the second game. There can be that complacency you can get as a gamer, as a player, where you've won your first, like, it's fine, we'll win the second, and then bamboozled by what the opponent puts down on the table. To be fair as well, in this matchup, Cloud9 White are actually the underdogs per se, off of the medals and the kind of trophy cabinet that XSET's got so far. If you're talking last year, lads, what they brought to the table, they've got a lot. First place in Evolution Open and a third place in the Pittsburgh Knights before Christmas, just to name a couple. And that's the biggest ones they've got so far. For Cloud9 White, they were able to pick up the FT Dub Summer Showdown first place earlier in last year, and this really, it's a telltale moment for them to get back into that top tier Valorant and see what they can do against top teams. XSET versus Cloud9 White. And just a reminder, little plug for this, it's Community Casters Challenge that me and Laz are taking place in right now at CupperFrag and at Laz_TV on Twitter. If you feel like chuck us a follow, see what we can put on the table. Hopefully enjoying things so far, and let us know what you think. Enough of that though, to the action.
Off to the races we are, and now will be seen on that defensive side. As you can see, Mel already going to get very aggressive, actually going to be finding the back of the head of Difo, so they win that first exchange. So now things have, you know, a little bit of a difference that we're seeing, a little bit more confidence, so now they're going to be able to push on through. Lexus going to be holding it down, just allowing for the retake situation. C9, they don't want to over push this yet. Aaron actually able to get that blast pack, but Mel finally gets the reply back. And now we have ourselves a 4-on-3, Cuppa.
We do. Now we have ourselves a game. It really seems like Cloud9 back into this one, and trades come out. It's 2 versus 2. Make that 2 versus 1. Oh, so close from KT. So close. The movement was excellent. Unfortunate that crosshair placement, just a whiff over the shoulder. So close.
Yeah, valiant effort from the C9 squad. Very close pistol round, and I really like the way that Mel was actually able to run on through long A and just get full control. And you could see Difo was not ready at all for that. So, I mean, she was able to pick up a free frag, and she was able to pick up 2, and Katie picking up 2 for herself. So, very close round indeed, but now it will just be a bit of a save, of course, and Katie the only one with a pistol, which will be the Sheriff.
Picking up that Chico, individual Chico, the one player with the Sheriff. Hopefully wonders can be done with that. I've seen Sim came in map number 1, regardless of those rounds being converted. XSET though, looks like they're pressing Garage and mid tier.
And one of the things to know, like, this is a good play. Like, you can see Alexis actually going to go for the big flank, has the camera that was able to just, you know, scope out things, just make sure everything's all good. But now she's been able to hold this, you know, tight angle all the way down long C. So a lot of information retrieved, so allows the defensive players to kind of put more focus towards mid and garage. But you can actually see now it will be a full-on push, but Annie able to get that first exchange. Now this is 2 in a row that we've seen from them.
That's excellent start there, a classic. Again, full buys, definitely the confidence is starting to really get to the surface here for Cloud9 White. If they can keep this up, maybe get a couple more frags, this would be a win for a round, even if they're to lose it.
Yeah, even right now, so Mel, you can see, actually going to be able to get that burst, so makes things a little bit more interesting, but will get taken down. Making it look pretty good. I mean, able to pick up 2 frags, definitely better than none. C9 respond back a little bit, so we will have the full gun round commence, the bonus again for XSET. Still a couple Vandals on the board. Those players that were perished previously now going to go for the full upgrade.
Business. Do see some limited buys on Cloud9 White, but they're still gonna go for this one. Excuse me, I was seeing XSET. They're still rocking the stingers, so just going for the bonus round. Phantom, couple of Vandals, make that the 2 Phantoms there for Cloud9 White. Last minute choice. Phantom or Vandal, Les?
I'm a Vandal guy. I think Vandal is I think it's one of the best rifles. I mean, I think Phantom is definitely good in certain situations, but we'll have to see if Annie can show the Vandal Club and why the Vandal is very dominant.
The Vandal Club. Are you the VP? I'm not a member yet. I haven't got my invite.
Well, you know, once you get in a higher rank, we'll see. But either way, XSET now going to be getting into the site, gets the spike plant. So C9 now going to be changing up their strategy. A little bit of a retake situation. Mel actually does find the head of Aaron. So already on top of A tower, they've been able to get succession, get the first frag again. They've been very well done. And even now, Mel cruising on through. This is big. And even now, she's able to find another frag. All of a sudden, it's just down to Difo by himself. He's got the stinger. He's able to get 2. How on earth does he make that work? But it will not matter because Cat will take him down, and they respond back with their first round, making it 1-2.
Stinger spray down, spray transfer. That's not something you see every day, especially in round number 3. And look, I'm gonna go back to that. When I get my rank up, I got to silver 1 yesterday. Thank you very much. Okay, I've clambered my way out of bronze. I'm away from getting help, aren't I?
Just full disclaimer, I'm a lot higher rank than he is.
We played for the first time recently, and my goodness, did Laz carry me. It was one of those humbling moments where you're like, well, I need to practice some more. And talking of practice, hopefully both of these teams have been practicing for the VCT that we're in right now. Cloud9 White bringing things back, and that was a sick round, Laz. The race movement we've seen from Mel has been super encouraging for a sick rest of the game now. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the way that Mel's just been able to fly through every single situation. But now we'll have to see if they can fly through this round. That's going to be 2 frags picked up for them. We did able to reply back. A little bit of retaliation showstopper going to be used for Mel. We've seen him do a lot of things on this map and already panning out very well, leaving it just down to 2 remaining players. Typhone A in the last 2. Spectre and Phantom. Utility not really at their disposal. The Spike just in front, and no cover going to be provided for them.
I think Aaron might have just seen the did see the shoulder of Jet on that Blade Storm. I don't know if that's
Last
gonna be
player
something they're
standing.
aware of. It is going to be actually. Katie says no. We're shutting C down. Blade Storm to the face.
Buried.
Going to be able to find the 1 though. So, actually spots the shoulder, but Alexis going to take down the Cypher on Cypher duel. And now we have ourselves back to a tie game. And the money should be, it's a little bit all over the place, a little bit scattered. We'll have to see if XSET want to scavenge this round and just kind of work off 1 rifle. But no, it looks like they will just go for the light purchase, preserve the funds into the next. So allowing C9 to potentially pick up a round, but you can never count out the Sheriffs and the semi-eco buy.
And the whole of XSET, really. We've got some CSGO Legacy players there with that aim and the crisp aim all across XSET. Yeah, you can't really count any of them out for not being a clutch up, especially in a level of play like this. Everything to fight for the NA qualifiers. And getting things kicked off and making memorable plays. Everyone's trying to do that here. Pure coming through with this Blade Storm. Someone's got a free side.
So yeah, we're seeing C9. They're just playing full retake every single time. And there's no reason for them not to. It's been very successful for them so much early on in this game already. Cyber Cage is going to be used. Pure just going to sit in the back. Aaron going to be able to find it. XSET now have made 2 opening frags. C9 now 3 remaining players to go. Completely stuck inside a connector. Katie still creeping on through. Not going to actually go for this peek. Recon Dart actually just misses it, so... But this is a tight angle to get, but it's going to be the tripwire that's going to stop that. So all of a sudden just completely collapses this. It's just Annie versus now the remaining players. Finds the head of PR, but now needs to find 3 more, and time is ticking. It's not on her side, but she's getting fully spammed from underneath.
Revealing area.
That's as gnarly as that wallbang headshot we saw the other day. This is really tough for you when you're outnumbered, you're outgunned. And so it will be Aaron on the cleanup crew for the end of the round there. There's no killjoy in the server, but it seemed like there really was a lockdown on A site there, and they just couldn't get in. The Cypher traps were everywhere.
Yeah, the Cypher traps definitely made it a little bit of an issue, but the one thing that, was the big key, it definitely was Pure. I mean, the fact that, use the Blade Storm, you had the light purchase, of course, but able to, have full utility and able to just land the Blade Storm. I think that was actually a double frag for PR. But that opened up the site completely in C9. It just fell like a deck of cards.
It did fall, but hopefully there's a couple rounds to win them and get back in this for all. And that's the thing with Valorant. We mentioned it before. Mentioned it again. Comebacks. It's comeback city here. Cloud9 White looking to turn the tides here. And Katie's touching top.
Oh!
With the op. The double as well. Things are really starting to spice up on C.
Looks like Katie is subscribed to Wardell's channel because right now it's opening up 2 big frags, making it 3, running on over XSET, and now finding a little bit of response back, but it's all just down to BCJ. A 1-on-3 situation. Spike still in possession, but an amazing performance that we saw. Katie just annihilates the ultimate available for Raze, not able to land that frag, and now a very advantaged position that we're seeing from the defenders.
Love to see those Jet plays. We've been waiting for that. We know Katie's potential. We've seen her with an op in other games before, but the operator and that jet movement, masterclass here on Haven. BCJ looking doing a rock and a hard place at this point. I'm not too sure what the play for this one's going to be.
This is a tough position to be in. I mean, Alexis, you don't want to push too much, but this is a perfect angle. They're playing this very well. Actually, BCJ somehow finds 2 openings.
What?
How on earth does this happen? And now the recon dart going to be able to get located because now he knows the last player going to be in garage. 31 HP. Holding the tight angle. Alexis might not expect this. All of a sudden, turn of the table. Oh my goodness, exposing too much, but going to be able to pan things out. It doesn't go through for XSET, but my God, it's close.
I pray the body as well saying, nah, you're not catching me like that. Let's talk of that though. That is a bit concerning. That's a bit concerning if one player, was that a 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4? 1 versus 3, I think.
Yeah, it was a 1-on-3. BCJ just creeped on through. And I mean, that first frag, picking it up in the site, I mean, that was critical. That player had to stay alive, but the wrong place, the wrong time. But luckily, Alexis was able to be the savior for C9 White. Still a very close game, 3-3. Bolt the Silva ult and Cypher's ult going to be available for the defenders with just 1 available for the attackers. So we'll have to see if they're planning on using the Hunter's Fury this round.
Hunter's Fury seem to be deadly, especially in the hands of
Any
Hiko
angle.
in the pro scene. They can have those Hiko style Hunter's Furies though, I wonder. Good movement here again from KT, a 3K. Just a reminder, that up 3K was delicious that we just saw last round. 3-3's the score. Evening things out, and Cloud9 White, they seem proper switched on, lads. This is a completely different team than we saw last map.
Yeah, we're seeing the C9 squad really just kind of looking like an entirely new team, like we were saying. I mean, Bind was just, you know, they wrote it off. It doesn't matter. Things are over. We're on map 2. Really just fighting tooth and nail, making it quite difficult for XSET at all to get inside the sites. But we'll have to see him and Katie again just holding the ground, very patiently waiting for this. Anticipating somebody to be close on by. I can definitely hear one of the players going to be along. The execute now comes on through, but the Paranoia makes the connection. Cyber Cage going to be used. Going to use this to the advantage. But I don't know if she's actually going to be able to spot these players, but going to be able to get the spike carrier down. But it's only going to be the one, and now the only player remaining will be Aaron, but it will be Alexis to pick up the triple. Big round for Cloud9. You always get a little worrisome when you see that Paranoia come on through right on top when you have the scope in with the operator, but was no problem, ain't no issue. And now XSET are gonna have to go for the light purchase. So you see 4 sheriffs with 1 Spectre available. And I'm curious what their plan will be. I mean, they've been successful getting in this A site, but they just haven't been able to get the post plant as well as they wanted to.
Yeah, they haven't been able to execute off the setups of that post plant. We did see some good work there, again, for that 3 versus 1. But aside from that, we haven't seen the best of executes, and still some room in this half, halfway through. And was just saying, I meant to say, Cloud9, they were simmering on Bind, and they're starting to really get boiling point. Mel, talking of that, lovely 3K we saw previously, starting to chime in again, got the intel, got the knowledge, and the comms, they're flooding in.
Gets the first fatal blow, but actually will be Pure to make that connection, but Alexis able to find the 2. They decimate any of the incoming XSET players, so now BCJ by himself, a 1-on-4, Sheriff in hand. Might be able to pick up this rifle, but no. It will be the op connection to solidify the 5th round now for C9 White. And they're being quite hot on their heels. They've been able to just respond to every situation. Take for granted it was, you know, a half purchase round, but not really seeing a lot of flaws here at all from C9 White. A lot of great performance on their defense. Yeah,
it's excellent to see, and it's where the hype was, really. A lot of people, I'm sure, are asking, well, there's been a lot of talk of, definitely, and they're starting to remember how to ride the bike. Everything looking decent so far for Cloud9 White. Question is, can that momentum keep up?
Gonna have to be the momentum, but Katie
There it
Still
is.
makes the first connection, almost able to get the second. So now, XSET have lost their support player. That Omen, that's very critical. And we talk about impact frags, and that's exactly what that is. They lost the dark covers. They've lost the paranoia. So a lot of resources have been depleted for them. So now, they're going to have to make use of what utility they have. But it's going to be interesting to see.
Smokes, what smokes? I think a cloudburst is the best it's going to get there for XSET right now, and they're not ideal. The wind Q and the wind sound Q definitely good for keeping enemies at bay. Hunter's Fury coming out from Annie here. One frag would really make this an awesome retake and make things a lot easier. Not landing it though. Comes the L drone and that comes the showstopper as well.
Oh, how did she get away with that? They looked just problematic with BCJ, just whipping all the way, but not able to get that spam. So now, 3-on-3 situation. The HP is critical for both Katie and Thypho. And now even Aaron's going to be down, right down to 15. Things are looking a little bit grim, but Aaron able to find the first frag using the paint cans. Push this off, but Katie now finds another connection, not able to make it more. And now Annie on a 1-on-2, but it will not go through. XSET have finally made their mark with the round. 5-4, Kappa.
5-4 delivered. So Cloud9, excellent frags there, but the trade out's looking a little bit fresher there from XSET. So what's their response to that going to be? They've started to be challenged on the lead they were trying to take. Only one round between the two teams. My, this is an even game.
Yeah, this game is just, through all the carnage, through everything, this is looking to be one of those nail-biter games that we've seen so far. 5-4. Still a few more rounds to go. Another buy round will be commenced from XSET. They have the money. Mel, going to be a bit of a problem for XSET. She's now been able to obtain control of middle with that dark cover and the assist. So now underneath the stairs, she's by herself. She has the jet, which will be Katie behind to be that first point of contact, but now going to fall back off the spike. It's still down. XSET, they're playing very slow, a little bit more cautious than we saw on map number 1.
Super cautious, and caution necessary at this point. You're against some rather deadly foes. Annie just trying to spam down long seat, taking out an odd gardener, trying to make their way through long gardens at sea, but nothing to prevail from that spray down. I like this spot from Mel though. Great positioning and all the knowledge of. She doesn't think they're anywhere close, and she's getting aggressive. Look at her go.
She's been able to get now. She can go for the big flank, and even the Sova. I can't remember. I think that is BCJ. Yes, it is, and he actually wasn't able to spot her. So now Mel going to be able to come for the big flank, but it will not matter. Hunter's Fury going to be used. That's going to be from BCJ. Trying to just find any connection at all. BCJ takes down Annie. The spike's still not being diffused yet, but it's a long hustle here for BCJ. 2 remaining players, but that spike will get diffused. They realize how far away he is, but it will not matter. Round still goes for C9.
Posted up KT for any more aggression going for BCJ, and none to be seen for that round today at least. 6-4's the score. Still Cloud9, they really want to finish this half in the lead, don't they?
Here.
Yeah, they really are. Just, they flick of the switch and we're just seeing an entirely different team. And even now, we were talking about on map number 1, the op, it can really do a lot of difference. And a map like Haven, especially on that defensive side, definitely can make big statements. And right now, Katie has been able to find those openings as well as Mel. And even now, still able to find it. Going to be trying to go for a little bit more. She's wanting more frags, and now she's able to get 2. Let's see. Will get caught with the shock dart, so BCJ able to make it work. Lands right on her feet. BCJ comes on through a menace, demolishing the C9 players, but all of a sudden, it's just down to We Did. The remaining player, a 1-on-4, but it will not matter as it is going to be 7-4, C9.
Last round before the
new
switch.
team. This is an absolute new team that we're seeing here. Jitters out of here. What jitters? 7-4's the score. See no reason why it shouldn't be in that Heat 4 half here. With KT open like that, that has literally kept them in the game, lads. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, when you have an operator player that is, doing some damage and just making those connections, it just makes it so much easier for the defense to just shift their focus on different areas of the map. And it's just been working out so well. and Katie just running around the map, not even playing the same spot, of course, just utilizing the full capabilities. But even now, it will be Weeded that's going to get inside of sewer control. A little bit of a different round we're seeing from XSET, but the money's, you can see it's very, very low. They don't have the greatest inventory.
Cover going out.
So they're going to be hoping for a lot here.
Hitting and hoping, trying to get that home run running on empty. That's going to be the story of XSET for the end of this half. And you wouldn't have thought, starting things off though, Showstopper breaking into this round, allow them to get the spike down, and once again they're playing that retake. They played it all half. It's worked pretty methodically, if I could say the word, and let's see what they can do for this one.
Yeah, and it's a full-on push, so actually Aaron has been able to get a lot of control. Actually going to go and wait for the mid flank. This is a strong position. Could get caught off guard. Actually will be able to win that first frag. So now will be the Omen that is going to fall back. It was Cat. She wanted to go for it, but instead will just push on through Garage. Dark Cover's now going to be blocking off 3 players. Now they've been able to get in the site, but are they going to be able to take down Difo? They do. Neural Theft going to be used. Still have 2 ultimates available. Katie's still trying to make something work. Cloudburst going to be blocking it off. But it will be BCJ, and now it's just all down to Katie XSET. I think they picked up this round. Not going to get knifed, but that Hunter's Fury will not land as the spike explosion takes her down. It's 7-5 going into the second half.
Ooh, what a haven. What a haven. You saw map number 1. You're probably saying, what's happened with map number 2? 2 teams warmed up, good to go, aims on point, and let's keep it going for the rest of this game. Where are you right now? You're listening to Cup of Frag. I'm joining the lovely Laz_TV here on Your Welcome stream, and all of this is for the Community Casters Challenge for Nerd Street Gamers for the Valorant Challengers Tour, and the first set of qualifiers in North America you're seeing. So if you want to give us a chuck on following the Twitter, please do. Give a vote. There will be voting going on for a lot of casters casting today, so give your 2 cents. If it feel like it's going to be us, then chuck a vote. Otherwise, if you're just here to enjoy the show, keep doing so. Second half underway here of the second map in this best of 3. Cloud9 White, a must win for them if they want to stay in this.
All the pressure for Cloud9 White, as we said. I mean, they are down 1 map, except they just need to take this to take the series to advance themselves further in the qualifier. Will be BCJ to hold in. You can already see the rotation. There's so many players. They were expecting a full-on push here from C9 White, but instead now it will be a little bit of a fake that we see from the attackers. They've gotten some real estate now. They're up in towards Long C, going to be using the dark covers, having the utility. Now be Thaifo to hold this down. Paranoia going to make the connection, waiting patiently, trying to stay alive as long as possible. Boombot able to make a bit of commotion, but it will be Thaifo to find 1 frag, and now it's just falling apart here for C9. Not able to make anything work. Annie by herself gets 1, gets 2, looking for the 3rd, but no ammo left in that clip, and it will be Pure to take it to 7-6.
Oh, so unfortunate there. So unfortunate. Great on the trades, great on the pickups, and players going massive in every situation they need to. No bullets left. He's going to be the demise there, I believe, of KT. 7-6 to score. Only 1 round between the 2 teams. And this is where it's going to start to get a little bit nervy for Cloud9 White. They're looking like they're going for that full save, and I'm not surprised, lads. You see the opponent on the comeback. You've got to shut that down best you can and get that econ in shape.
And now it will be C9 going to put a little bit more attention towards this A exec. To see what they can find, see if they can find an opening whatsoever. And now XSET, you can see they're actually going to be having 4 players that are going to go for the full rotate. So they're running into a trap. C9. KD does spot the shoulder. Thaifo going to be spamming, but it will not matter. And it will just be a quick, flawless round, making it a tie game.
That's not ideal for the economy there for Cloud9. That's not going to allow KT to max out that money and get an op. She can't even get the operator. You're seeing a bit of light armor scattered across. They're still going to go for the full buy, though. Bold move.
I think at this point, like, I mean, they were able to get the rifles, so this is a bit more pressure for them. But again, it will just be the Spectres, and if C9 can take this round almost flawlessly, that's exactly what you want. But look at that, that's not the start you want. Spam just doing so much damage. She's already down to 62, and we just started the round.
That spray just coming through, almost like an Odin. It wasn't. but it could have been, and it might as well have been. Not good to not even see an opponent, and you're already needing band-aids to cover up the wounds. So far, slow plays, nothing too big to speak of.
Cage triggered.
A lot more hesitation that we're seeing from C9 now. And this is kind of that pressure. You were mentioning this before. When you have the first gun round on any half, I mean, there is this little bit of extra pressure, I feel like. A little bit more hesitation on what is the best plan of execution. But it looks like C9, they have their eyes set on this A site, ready to try to squeeze into this. But Mel going to be able to get the paint cans in connector, but Aaron going to be able to win that first frag. So now Vifo able to find another, but Mel just not able to find the right opportunity. It's slipping away. A little bit of retaliation back, but all of a sudden it's just down to her. It will be 9 HP in a dream, but that dream will be taken away very quickly. And now XSET have put themselves in the lead by 1.
It's like when you're sleeping on the couch and then someone just wakes you up. You're in the middle of a dream, you're loving it, and they're getting abruptly and rudely awoken. Forcing into this one by the looks, just with the light. Nothing Vandal, Phantom wires, and likely so. Just trying to save up their economy. Still, though, keep themselves within arm's reach of pick up those frags if they come their way. I think the Stinger is the best they're going to get out this round.
There.
So it makes me wonder now if XSET, if they're going to try something a little bit more differently, do they want to play a little bit more aggressive that we saw before in map number 1, or do they want to just kind of hold it down, more of that turtle setup that we typically see? On a map like Haven, there's definitely a lot more risk playing more aggressive, in my opinion, on that defensive side, because if you lose those exchanges, it really just puts you in a bit of a bind for the rotates and everything like that.
It really does put you in that pinch, doesn't it? And they're going to definitely be feeling that pressure, especially in a round like this. If they could get it, it'd be spicy, it'd be nice, it'd get the econ where it needs to be. Good start there, Mel, flying through the air, able to take out the Cypher. Mel grabbing the Vandal as well, so it is a 3 versus 2. The 2 versus 2, what's happening
Last
here?
player standing.
Yeah, the fact that now it's just down to Mel on a 1-on-2, making it now the 1-on-1. This is the triple, so this would be the quad to bringing them back. Oh, she spams away and she's able to deliver under that pressure. What pressure is there? Mel bringing it back to another tie game.
Someone has been hitting Kovacs 2.0 the meta, creating the action there. Excellent stuff. We saw map number 1, we hyped it up, that delicious 3K, and once again, Mel stepping up to the plate on an eco. I think she even had light armor, Laz. She was literally against the backboards of B, and she prevails with the 4K. Wow. Goodness, what was that?
And I think the one thing we noticed that, you know, a little bit of an error is that Vifo actually had the camera out the whole time, but a bit too long, and actually was caught off guard, which allowed C9 to get into that site and pick up that first frag, which, again, like you mentioned, it allowed the Vandal to be retrieved. And that seemed to be the present they needed to bring that round back.
That's what we like to call that sort of battle royale style round where you've got nothing, you've got a pistol, you've got to try and get that weapon into your hands and making all the mayhem with that Vandal. Oh man, I'm going to watch that one again. That was such a sick play. 8-8's the score. Reminder, map number 2. A must win for Cloud9 White if they want to stay in this best of 3. XSET, 1 map in the bank. Are starting to be a bit shaky though.
Yeah, we're definitely noticing XSET. Just not looking like the same team we saw in map number 1. Definitely getting a lot more resistance. And Annie now going to be using the Hunter's Fury. And it will be Mel to use the Showstopper. Will be in Garage, still trying to push on through that Rocket Fuse, still going through. Might be able to land this frag, able to take down BCJ. So now it pans out well. Is she able to get that extra frag? No. All of a sudden now, turn to the tables once more. But XSET, they respond back in great fashion. No problems at all. Only losing 1. And they have plenty of money to go back for another purchase for their player.
And that's where things are really going to start to hurt, I believe, in the Cloud9 bench there. The Cloud9 White bench, the economy, yeah, it started to dwindle away. So, yeah, they won the eco round. It was down to that 1-on-1. Mel was able to pick up the 4K, but that does not stop the facts. All of the players perished outside of that. And once again, they just didn't. The round just gone. So no money available. Maybe a Sheriff buy or the save. And this is a bit confusing for their econ.
So you can see the double updraft, Katie, trying to find something, trying to find a little bit of an opening. But now it will be Pure that is just going to be in the sewer. So a little bit of a duel, but that duel will go out well here for C9 White. Going to be taking down that operator. And even now, it's going to be Thyful to hold things down, but only able to take one. We did able to get the trade back. Paranoia going to be used. Giving away his position, but he's completely caught in a trap, and Katie still finds another with the Blade Storm. Gonna push on through, doesn't care about the Boombot, who cares? And now Annie by herself, but it will be Aaron to get the double to putting themselves to the first 10th round.
The double figures arrive, and mental game. You talk mental fortitude, you've got to go the whole way. Cloud9 White, they really are in a difficult position. You know it's a must win. You've seen the opponent get to those 10 rounds, and hopefully so, we're going to see the full buy, I should say, come out of Cloud9 White now. That run's obviously a bit sketchy. What's things looking at for their economy, lads? So a little bit of light armor, but otherwise they're equipped and ready, battle face ready. This is it.
And even now, Aaron going to be a little bit more aggressive. We were talking about if this can work out well. Only picks up the one, but this has been now a little bit different that we've seen from them. We haven't seen that full aggression. Ultimate going to be used. So Cat able to go underneath, but they might not expect her to be there. But oh, she's going to get caught completely off guard. BCJ shuts that play down. Any sort of an opening, and now all of a sudden, early on in the round, we're at a 2-on-4 situation. Alexis and Katie, last two players. The ult available for the Cypher. Still some utility remaining for Katie, but no Cloudburst available. So it's going to be about raw frag abilities and finding this opening that they need. Oh, finally gets it! Not able to get the second, but it will be another opportunity. But BCJ finds it, makes it 3, and now that's going to be 11-8.
3 rounds between the two teams now. Once more, money. It's the debt collectors have been. They've gone, and what have they left Cloud9 White with? A sheriff. They've left them with a sheriff and a stinger, lads.
Feathers are being ruffled a little bit here, and I mean now, they have to work with what they got, and I mean this is now putting XSET potentially on the 12th round. But you can never count this out. You saw C9 before. Like, they have one ult, but I mean they don't have Katie with the Blade Storm, and when you have the Blade Storm on an eco, it definitely can be the big bonus you want. But either way, we do have a pause that is commenced, so we're just waiting. I think there might be just a quick tech pause. I'm not too sure, but I'm not sure what to make of this game so much right now, Cuppa.
This game has been a rubber band back and forth. It's been a spaghetti nightmare for both sides in the sense that it's so hard to read what the other team is going to do. Defense or attack, they've been so unpredictable, and that goes to show IGL's really racking their brain trying to get the best plays possible to make this happen. Fakes all over the place, and with both the Omens in play, who's going to be able to make that play that's going to be the perfect fake? I think that's the question at this point. They've got to fake the rotates. They've really got to start playing with the minds of XSET. Talking about Cloud9 White here, and I think that would be the difference maker. What would be your quick second? You've got a few left. What would you say, lads, to Cloud9 White to get them off the starting blocks here?
I think the fact that we're seeing them go for the full team executes, I think that's been worked quite well for them and pretty successful. It's really, I think, caught XSET quite off guard in my opinion. So I mean, if we can see that again, I mean, it's hard to what to expect in a round like this for what they have, but they might as well try it, because they can try to go for those trades if possible.
Give it a go. And their trades, they've definitely improved and been excellent. But still 5 versus 5. Just over a minute left. No early picks to put Cloud9 White's efforts at bay efficient. These crossfires, lads. That nitro spot we saw for 100 these previously, really working out. It's all down on Raze.
All down to Mel. She's been able to do some phenomenal work. Can she do it again? 3 players remaining, 10 bullets in the chamber. Gonna try to take advantage of that shot being missed. Gonna be able to take the head of Puror now, making things a little bit more interesting. Both players gonna be inside the site. BCJ just gonna try to get that information. Mel now has a little bit of time, a little bit of ground to work with. She can have a few options here, so she can make the long rotate, but she thinks that somebody's close by.
30 seconds left.
And now you can see the rotates coming through the defense. They've completely bid on this. They think that she's going to be going towards A potentially now.
This is a big big round here. Massive round and essential, if you will. Talking of that, though, 1 player's left on this site. Spike
10
down.
seconds left.
Such little time, and oh no,
Oh,
the jumping
no.
shorty to the dome. That's going to end that one. And it's 12-8, lads. It's match point for XSET. And in talking
Match
of that,
point.
it's going to be the whole set point. If they win this round, Cloud9 White, they're going to be sent packing.
All the pressure now on the hands of C9.
Yes.
Like you mentioned, if this next round goes in favor of XSET, this is now going to be a 2-0 sweep for them to advance themselves into the top 16. But if C9 can pull through to a 12-12, we'll push ourselves to the first overtime here today on the You're Welcome stream.
This should do.
But it is going to be a long and difficult road. 4 rounds to go for them.
4 long, grueling rounds. And they've got to be popping off non-stop for all of those to make it count. We did, stuck in a really difficult spot here. Showstopper able to do its job. Mel cracking this one open on C. Knowing her ABCs definitely well, and she's spraying everything she can. They're not taking any risks, none at all.
So now we're seeing XSET. They're going to allow C9 to get this
Spike
site.
planted.
Well, as we did, the only player that was remaining. Ivo able to get so much intel. Look at this. Fully aware, going to get the cam to hit. Katie finds that exchange. Ivo able to get that frag now. The little bit of a trade. Have ourselves on a 4-on-3, so now they're going to come on through the site, but all of a sudden it just falls apart, and C9 have executed this well and survive another round.
And that's the best execute I think we've seen in this second half there out of Cloud9 White. Wicked stuff. Utilizing that showstopper, and that's what it's for the duelist. You get in there, you've got your ult, you send it home, full send, and it seems to work for them. We did talk about a little bit of hesitation that we saw on Bind, and seen a lot less of that in the Haven realm. But yeah, now's the time. You've got to go big or go home, Cloud9 White. 12-9.
Shadows traveling.
Such a big round, and you can only imagine the team comms, the level of anxiety, the level of stress, going through all those Cloud9 White players.
Yeah, this is now to the nitty-gritty, and even Mel, she's going to be able to deliver under that pressure. Takes down the Sentinel for XSET. Still going to hold it down, not going to be taken down yet. She gets caught a little bit. But now this is what I was mentioning. When you lose that defensive player, so you have to kind of shift the way that you have your setup, and now you can even see the defense. They're actually putting a lot more attention towards actually the 2 players rotating towards B and C. But now Katie finding another, that paranoia, going to be able to make the connection.
Whoa.
This is working out very well. A little bit of retaliation back, but all of a sudden it's just 2 players making it only 1. BCJ has the knife though, still able to get it in time. But he's got 3 players to go against 2 players in the critical, in the red. This is the clutch to bring this home for BCJ. Does he have what it takes?
You want to talk about winnable clutches,
30
though,
seconds
lads.
left.
2 players lit. I believe they're probably around like 10 HP if I could take a guess at a long shot. Things really looking in his favor for clutch potential. He's clutched many a 3K so far in this
Spike
series.
planted.
He's got a lot of util as well. So if he chucks out that drone, maybe gets a little bit of info, chucks the right shock dart, this could be his. And especially lit players, we're talking a real game here.
Yeah, if he can land this shock dart and take down that 1 player, this is now going to make it a 1-on-1 exchange because that Cypher is completely on the other side. We're going to go for the peek, but Cat going to take him down. A tight angle, it definitely works out in their favor. Very risky as she was the 1 player with the most HP, but now they put themselves at the 10th round, 2 away from bringing this to overtime. Money is looking not too shabby here for the defensive side. They are going to work with what they can, trying to see if they can package this thing home.
And they've got every reason to go for that full send at this point, and both sides do. Cloud9 just holding on for dear life in this best of 3, and the side of XSET, they're going to full send here, leave a little bit of money in the bank, and probably make them save the last round if Cloud9 White were able to turn this one in. 12-10, 2 rounds, and my goodness, these are going to be long rounds for Cloud9 White.
A little bit of a different setup now, too. Look at this, Aaron getting a lot of information. This is good. This is something we haven't really seen from them before. We saw C9 do this earlier on in the pistol round, but now XSET are getting a little bit more adventurous.
Satchel out.
We need that Indiana Jones vibe. You got to be trying to explore, be the best adventurer possible, and it's all going to be on Pure R here. Is he going to be able to stop the convoy? There's so many players at Long C, but it actually might be a fake.
A little bit of a fake play, but Mel actually just going to be holding into middle. A little bit of a cross rotation that she's looking for. The Pure are going to be able to find that first frag. So now C9 have lost their duelist. And Annie going to be using the Hunter's Fury, not able to land it. Actually does make the connection onto the IFO. So now they've been able to squeeze into this B site. No problems yet, no
left.
defensive players, but they are close by.
Planted.
A little bit of a pinch from both angles.
This is a deadly situation here for Cloud9 while they've got to land at least a couple of frags from A-Link to give them a fighting chance. 5 on 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure for Mel, but she's not able to deliver. And now all of a sudden, Annie on the 1-on-4, gonna get caught with the paranoia. Not like this, but it will be XSET. They're gonna be able to take this 2-0, 13-10.
Over and out. Great efforts from Cloud9 White to bring themselves back
Defenders win.
into this series. Not gonna be enough to get it done. We did, and the crew from XSET getting the 2-0 in this series of the best of 3, and that's going to put them forward out of the top 32, I believe, into the top 16.
Yeah, so this is going to be pushing XSET now into the top 16. C9 and made it to the top 32, but they will fall 2-0. But a phenomenal performance that we saw from Mel, a 284 combat score, 2019, Katie right behind with 283, but it just doesn't go their way.
Big fraggers and some sick plays, actually. A lot for the frag reel for Cloud9 White, so no efforts are wasted. And you're talking of a team that are a decently new roster. Valorant, still people and players finding their stride with agents. Great effort, and I'm excited to see some more of Cloud9 White for 2021. Not done yet, not at all.
No, and like we were saying, you know, in the pregame a little bit as well as C9, like C9 White are definitely, you know, they got picked up a few months ago. And they've had some really good showings. They've had some really good tournaments and some good performances against some high caliber teams. So they take this as a learning opportunity. XSET have definitely been on a bit of a streak, and they've been on the up climb for quite some time now. And it was a good test for them, but now they'll just have to go for another test. What
test that will be, we'll find out later this year. Not to put you on the spotlight, it's not free under the bus, but you got the news on the download from our partners here at New District Gamers. What's going on? What's coming up next for us today?
I don't believe we have that information yet, so we are just actually going to wait. Oh, I'm a liar. Just kidding. It is actually going to be... I just got it, of course. Thanks for throwing me under the bus. But either way, it is T1 I can't even talk anymore. T1 versus Anbox. So personally, I'm very excited. I'm a huge fan of T1, and of course for Anbox as well. I mean, they've been you know, doing some pretty great things as well. But for anybody that is not aware of this whole stream and everything, we are community casters. We're in the voting process right now. So if you guys did enjoy the show and you're looking forward to more shows with us, please throw us a follow. Our Twitters are just above our beautiful faces. And of course, if you guys are interested, the poll does have a voting so that we can continue on and have an opportunity to cast in the closed qualifier. So definitely would appreciate it.
We definitely would. We've been on that casting ground for quite a while, from grassroots all the way up to where we sit now. So if you've checked us out before, say, hey, I recognize those two guys, ugly mugs. I'm only kidding. I'm the ugly one here. That's why I put a suit on, to try and actually jazz myself up, to make myself feel better, right? Look good, feel good. That's the mentality anyway. Enough about me. If you feel like chucking us a vote, please do. At _ Cup of Frag, or at _ I can't speak. At Cup of Frag for my socials, and at Laz_TV for the fella next to me, as you see there. Other than that, we'll be back with T1 versus Anbox in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a drink maybe, and we'll catch you very soon.
All right, everybody, welcome back on the Your Welcome stream. Going to be game number 2 now on the VCT Valorant Challengers Tour with the Nerd Street Gamers, Cup of Frag, and of course Laz. We have T1 versus Anbox.
Oh man, this is gonna be, I think, one of the most look forward to games, because we haven't had a chance to cast T1. We have had a chance to cast some very big names over the past couple of days, but T1, this is a roster that is still quite fresh in its forming, Laz.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I mean, now we just got confirmation the map is going to be split. So we haven't had a split yet here on the Your Welcome stream. So I'm very excited to see how things will go. T1 going to be starting things off on the defensive side.
And talking of T1, let's go a quick breakdown of just all the background of what we've seen of them so far. Cypher, very big agent that I'm expecting is like the bread and butter, a default agent for their lineup. 82 out of 89 games they've used him. And Split isn't T1's most played map, so to see them start on this, I'm really intrigued. I'm interested. And as you'll see, do see a Cypher not even on the side of T1. So if they're to go against that call-out, that would be super fascinating. What's it going to be for the last stage? You've got Breach, Raze, Omen, and Killjoy for the defenders there. Brax just humming and hawing. What we're going to do? What's the suspense going to build to?
Yeah, so we can see, you know, we have a Breach for AZK, so I'm a little bit curious how that's going to go. But do you have the Viper for Poach? And I've seen that before, and I'm very excited to see that again. So we are still waiting for the other players to select their agents, but Day's going to be on that Killjoy, going to have Raze and the Omen. So no Brimstone going to be used yet. Spider going to be that big support, and it's going to be up to what Brax wants to do.
I have seen some of Dazed in the Valorant realm, but most of it in CSGO, and when he is on, he is mega switched on. So let's see what is going to be brought to the table today. And talking of it, and it's worth a highlight, Laz, this is sort of the classic revamped iBuyPower lineup brought into the Valorant world, would you say?
Yeah, a lot of big names, of course, for anybody from the CSGO world. 4 players from the infamous iBuyPower squad, and T1 have definitely been making some big strides, of course, in Valorant, making their way through the climb, through the ranks. And now we'll have to see, and even Ambox, quite a few familiar names also that we've mentioned before. But it looks like we had a bit of an issue, so looks like we still are just going to wait things out a little bit longer here.
No problem at all, man. We've got lots to talk about. These two teams have been very, very busy over the past wee while. And talking of win-loss ratio, let's go through that. For T1, 64% win ratio within their roster so far. So again, around that of what we saw from XSET in the game just gone. And for Anbox, this is really spicy. 77% win rate, lads. 77. Yeah,
Anbox has definitely been a big team to watch. And like I was kind of mentioning, you have Ye that was there from CSGO. You have Android. Definitely some big names, of course, in high caliber, CSGO. So a lot of veterans that are going to be in here, and I'm kind of excited to see. And we already got a little bit of a glimpse in the taste of what agents are going to be used. I think we were just waiting on one player that didn't realize we were getting things live, of course.
Hey man, this always the way. If it's at LAN, if it's online, there's always one player. It's like, oh, we're live. It's like, yeah, dude, we're in a tournament right now. We're good to go. At least we're on the casters desk. We'll leave them a couple of minutes to sort themselves out, get that any drink, get that last minute snack, whatever they will be doing. On the roster, and talking of Android and Ye, seeing them partnered up, I'm used the word intrigued a lot here, but I'm super excited and interested to see how they work together in the world of Valorant. CSGO, it's a different beast. We talk of good aim coming from the CSGO world, but there's no satchels, there's no ultimates in the world of CSGO, a lot more hype, and it's a lot faster of a game, Valorant. So let's see where this road takes us.
Yeah, and even just talking a little bit about some of the matches that we've seen before too. So Anbox, they were able to have a 2-0 victory versus Fun Snatchers. And then earlier on, they were able to play Swagoi, which they were able to win 2-0 as well. And they beat teams like Equinox, like 2-1. And then when you shift things over to T1, I mean, they've been able to beat Able Esports 2-0 and, of course, Hollywood's Hooligans 2-0. So they haven't lost a map yet so far in the qualifier. So we'll have to see, can Nbox potentially make that stat not perfect.
And talking of T1's success against Nbox as well, T1, they did very well in the close qualifiers for the first-ranked North America previously too. So T1 have proved themselves. Is it just all about their names? Are they not going to be holding up to the game? No, definitely. They have been holding up game and name together, and is Split going to be the map to reflect that? We're going straight into the action here. What are the agents? Let's have a look.
And even now, it will still be going to be the same. I think Ambox still kept everything similar, of course. And actually, Brax will lock in the Jet, where we've seen Brax play a variety of different agents, but instead now going to be using the Duelist. So I'm very excited to see what he was planning on doing.
Yeah, I've not seen really actively play a Jet in tryhard mode, and this is definitely tryhard mode for the VCT 2021, the North America qualifiers. Hopefully everyone's doing well. If you're just tuning in, Cup of Frags, my name here behind the pipes of the English-Australian weird accent, and I'm joining the lovely Laz_TV, man. This is going to be an epic game, bro. I hope you're ready.
Yeah, fasten your seatbelts. Big game now. Top 16 we are at. We just previously had the top 32, and now we are getting closer and closer to the close qualifier and the end stages. We'll have to see what will be in store for us. Like we said, Ambox going to be starting that attacker. T1 on the defense. Android going to be pushing on through, going to use the blast packs. He actually wins that first duel, takes down ACK, so they've been able to take down that big utility player. And now it is going to be Spider, going to be able to be a little bit of element surprise, able to get another before he falls, and all of a sudden now it's only just down to 2, Boy, and also Seb.
Turret out.
Going to be Seb, going to be able to push on through now. Boy, still creeping on, but the spike, it's down. It's not in a good position. You can see T1, they're completely grouped up on this. And this is difficult, but they are going to group up together. Play a little bit of the buddy system like we said before, but going to go for the wide peep. But Brax and Skadoodle find those last 2 frags and respawn back with a 1-0.
And that tag team effort, the trade out, really paying off there, seeing that broship, that companionship of 2 players. They've played together before. They're not new to each other's playstyle, and it's going to work out very, very well for them. Good start there from Manbox. I really thought that was going to be their round after the pick on Heather. Have a look at some history of Ambox as well. They recently did come 3rd place early this month in the Nerd Street Gamers Winter Championship. So both of these teams are no stranger to a big dub and going the whole 9 yards here. 1 round going the way of T1. Plenty more to come though. Yay. Trying to get a bit antsy here. Grabbing the orb. Absolute confident in that play. And Brack says, no, you stop that right now. 5 versus 3.
Yeah, starting things off already, we can see not a lot of investment that's going to be from Ambox. So really, they are just trying to look for any duels that they can win. Maybe take down a frag or 2. But a lot of ground is being held here from T1. An interesting purchase too. I mean, Spider does have the Bucky. Going to be sitting in that B site, but now Dark Cover going to be used, which allows those attackers to cross on through. They should be able to retrieve this spike now, but actually Daze is going to get that spam through it. And Brack's going to relocate himself. It will just be Poach and also Boy that are going to push on through, creeping their way. Trying to see, can they make this work? But no, it's going to be Daze with the triple. A flawless round comes through from T1. And now we will see the gun round commenced from the attackers.
If anyone had the question, and I'm sure you're like, wasn't Daze from CSGO like ages ago? He's still got it. He's still got it with the 3K. And just to underline as well, he had a ghost. He just had a ghost and able to make it happen. Yeah, he's going against that full save there of the likes of Ambox, but by no means is he playing against noobs, making it look easy though. 2 rounds to T1. And here comes the full buy all across the board. Here we go.
Brack's going to have the operator in his hand, but now Ambox going to try to get mid control as much as possible. Skadoodle going to be close by into the connector. Going to go for this peek. Flash comes in. Doesn't find anybody, but he definitely hears them. He knows they're close by, but he's going to allow them to push on through. They're going to get the Dark Cover to come through, block off ropes. Fakehands going to be pushing those attackers back a little bit. A little bit of a backpedal. And T1 shifting their plan once more.
Shift their plan to what gear though, Skadoodle? Ready, poised with respect to getting full blinded though. It's getting blown away by Boy. Boy coming in hot through heaven. It's a 5 versus 4.
And now going to be repositioning themselves once more, but it will just be Spider. Actually does make that connection with the Bucky, finds the head of the Viper. So now they're fully aware that they have at least 2 players close by, so they've completely changed up their game plan. Going to be walking through sewers. They still have plenty of time, but Brax, you can see he's in position. It's going to be how critical they place this dark cover.
30 seconds left.
Gonna find it. He makes the first connection, gets the spike carrier. That's a good way to start it off. That's gonna be a double. Brax comes up with 2, but will not make it 3. But he's been able to do his job, able to be that anchor that they need. So only 1 player remaining, and it's gonna be Android versus 3 T1 players. Time is ticking. He finds the head of Daze. He's gonna have enough time to get the spike down.
left.
Things are getting very interesting.
Super interesting. Android aim. Just like the name in the game here. 2 versus 1, everything to fight for. 2 satchels available for him as well. Little bit of armor and sick HP. Super winnable. He's been in this situation many a time, lads, but is this going to be run-of-the-mill for him? Is he going to be able to close this one?
It's going to come all down to the milliseconds. I mean, you can see he's actually trying to jiggle peek. So now he's going to be completely spotted, both players towards heaven. So now they have to go on the buddy system perfectly, but Spider just going to lurk on through. The taste of venom makes the connection, so T1 going to be able to pull through another round, and now we'll be able to get that all back retrieved for Brax. 3-0, and a bit dire now for Ambox.
Yeah, that's going to put them in that economic hole just for a little bit. How are they going to react and respond to that, though? Doesn't look like too much action is going on for the banking department, the financials, keeping things at bay, keep the classic. Maybe a Sheriff. Oh, I do see a Spectre.
Yeah, it looks like Boy going to go for, I think just trying to match the money with his teammates. So instead, he will have the Spectre. Skadoodle going to be playing close by, just going to have the Phantom. Like we mentioned before, will be Brax locking A down with the Operator. So now Anbox are putting a little bit more attention towards this B execute, and it's going to be the raised ult that's going to be used, and it will be Android to actually make that connection. So now he's been able to pick up the Vandal Prism for his reward. AZK behind the Venom wall, so he's going to have to wait a little bit longer, but you can already see the rotates already coming through Spike. It hasn't advanced itself yet. It's still stuck in B main, but there's still lots of time. They don't have to fully commit to this, but Seb, he's going to be able to find the head of Skadoodle, and now things are looking a little bit dire here for T1. They're just losing players non-stop.
They're bleeding out. Someone get that Band-Aid. The whole pack, throw it on. This is going to be a super clutch. The best clutch we've seen so far the past couple of days. If Brax able to pull this off with the Blade Storm, but as you'll see, looks like they're opting for the save. The Operator's mighty expensive, and he's not fancy risking that one, Laz.
Yeah, at this point, they just want to save these weapons. I mean, of course, not even a long update ago. I mean, the Operator being a little bit more expensive now with 5K, it's a huge investment. So if you lose it, I mean, it's just a long road, a lot of rounds that you have to save to get that back. So it's a good call from T1. They realize that the retake on a 2-on-5 is just not doable. At this moment, they just want to pick up these exits as much as possible. And Day's going to be able to find the one, so now we'll survive. If he can pick up this next frag, if we see the Cypher go for it, it could be a good way just to burn that economy on the attackers. But now Ambox have replied back in phenomenal fashion, putting their first round on the board.
Man, I'm just going to say it, lads. It's sick to see this roster reunited for what it's worth. Skadoodle, Dazed, seeing Brax in the action here, and they're giving it their absolute calm, cool, collected they will be. Can they continue that through, though? 3-1's the score. 1 on the scoreboard for Ambox. Is that going to turn into that spiral out of control for T1? Time will tell.
Here.
So plenty of money left that they can have the rifles on the board. Brax now going to be switching up his position. So going to be stuck in middle inside a mail room. Not going to be holding the A like we were seeing before, but actually Brax going to take some critical damage just from utility alone. Already down to 69 HP. Anbox, they've been able to gain a lot of real estate, a lot of map control. Dazed, I don't believe he spotted. I think think that's the breach with the spike. I don't think he saw it in time. The dark cover just blocking it off. But this is a lot of control that they have. And this makes it a little bit more difficult for the defensive players.
Makes it extremely difficult. Seb just edging forwards into the jaws of the defenders there. What's he going to do though, Daze? Just poised and ready. He's been here all round and he's not moved. He's anchored and he's ready for battle. Killjoy definitely is the right agent for him with his playstyle. Just 40 seconds left. Not even a player's perish yet.
Swap alarm bot down.
Daze now going to be using the Nanostorm nades, so makes it a little bit tough for the A-ramp players to come on through, but Seb going to be able to find him. Skadoodle needs to deliver, but he's not going to be able to. Android gets the better of him, and now a long rotate once again, a 3-on-5 situation. Ambox have been able to find these openings and get into the site with no retaliation, no response back from T1. And this is a tough spot because right now, again, it's a difficult site to retake, especially with these numbers. They might want to just try to save these weapons. That's exactly what they're going to go for. Not worth the risk. They want to put these rifles into the next and see what they can find. But Ambox have now secured their second round.
And that's another great thing to mention too, isn't it? It's a best of 3, and because of that, if you need to save, you're a bit more inclined to go for that save. Yeah, they had the high ground, outnumbered, definitely outgunned, and yeah, choosing to take that op into another round must be a little bit more impactful. Ambox though, coming back from a round that really, it was a sketchy round to say the least. They've built that up back to back. It's 3-2.
Yeah, now this is 2 rounds in a row we've seen. So T1, they were able to pick up the first 3. And now a little bit of an awakening here from Ambox. 1 round away from tying things up, and you can see the money is not the greatest situation. So Skadoodle, a tough decision for him to go with 2,300. But 4 players gonna have the rifles and the operator. So really for him just to be the one member with the weakest weapon, technically, not a bad trade-off.
Not a bad trade-off at all. 1 round between these 2 teams. Another nail-biter, neck and neck from the beginning. It's map number 1. It feels like we're in a grand final the way these 2 teams have played. So much tension. Oh, Breach is going to hit Skadoodle, giving him a bit of concussion. Stinger poised at the ready.
And the one thing Ambox has been able to do is get a lot of mid control, which pushes T1 back. A very big thing to note. So now they have the decision if they want to go through mailroom or if they want to try to push on through ropes. Spider gonna be stuck inside of B. And it will be Daze that's actually going to be the one close by. He actually makes that first exchange. He's going to make it work. Going to throw the Nanoswarm nade, but he's not able to make anything else happen. Brax close by, but not able to find that trade opportunity. And now you can already see the attackers. They're getting ready for a full execute into this B site. They find the head of AZK. So now more pressure again from Spider to hold it, to be the anchor. He finds the head of one. Can he find the second? No. It will be poached to take him down. And Brax again going to be on the save.
To save or not to save, that is the question. He's
30 seconds left.
Slightly aggressive, debating whether he's going to go for that exit. Dazed was playing here before as well, though, so keeping yourself fresh, not getting stale. Like a loaf of bread that's been left out for a while. Got to make sure they're keeping on their toes for any of that high progression coming out for those exits. Brax, though, he's no stranger to a clutch, is he?
No, and the one thing to note too is, I mean, Brax is, you know, based on the, you know, the community and everything, it seems like Brax has definitely been stepping things up a lot for T1 and really showing good performance. So just not a lot of opportunity for him to find any chance to show that. We saw a little glimpse of it here on A-Ramp when he was able to get that double and just, I think they were actually able to pull that round through. But now, going to be stuck again with a save, but a 3-3. And now the money situation, still enough for T1 to put an investment through, but it's not going to be the greatest.
It's not going to be the greatest, is it? Would love to see some partners up with Breach and Brax. I know Brax with the ult, but just giving that ability to really crack open the site if they do come in. Plenty of rounds for him to get into the action, though. 3-3. So neck and neck, it's very hard to say, and not even to give it the caster's curse or caster's blessing. I have no idea which way this is going to go. No way.
Yeah, the magnitude of how this game has been going. Just like a teeter-totter now. And you can see Ambox once again going to be pushing on through mid. Skadoodle going to get completely caught off guard, and Android able to take him down, gets that first entry. He's been very successful on that, so he's been able to push into B stairs. And now T1, they're completely split apart, and you can already see the big flank from Android's going to be commenced. Spider still waiting. AZK right above him. The spike hasn't fully made its way yet. It's still in B main. A lot of slow movement coming through. They hear the reload, but now it will be Spider. They're going to get completely pinched, and this is just dire. It's a 2-on-5 situation. Spike going to get planted again. Daze, he's close by, but he needs to deliver something absolutely big.
Not for the BM call, but the
player
versus twos, they've been almost every round the post plan. They're unremovable. You can't take them out of sight, Laz. Or irremovable, I should say.
That's okay, you're forgiven. But either way, Brax trying to survive. Now they're on the full hunt. Brax finds the one. He just needs to see, can he make it another? Yes. Brax lighting things up with 3! Absolutely disgusting. The hunt is being hunted now. And the Unbox, they're going to be able to pull this round through successfully, but they've been able to lose some bodies. They've been able to lose some funds, but like we said, funds are still good. But this is a good way for Brax to burn that economy a little bit more. Able to find the 4th. Can he get this ace? He's trying to survive. Oh my goodness, he survives. Somehow, with 20 HP, that dash pulls out perfectly for him.
Dash into the cloudburst. I'm not getting this ace. I'll take the 4K though. We were literally just murmuring, hey, Brax, has he still got that clutch? He definitely does. And you spoke of big things. It might have just been on the exit, but it does speak highly and well for Brax's aim. It's on point. Can he bring it into these rounds when it's needed though?
And the one thing to note is Ambox, they've been doing such a good job to work around Brax. So they seem to find every single time, let's not go where Brax is, but let's just go to the opposite. And I think it's not like they know because Brax has switched his play, but so far it's just been working so well, which has been kind of the wrench in the gears for T1.
That's right, mate. It has been excellent reads here from Ambox, and off of post blood, they don't leave sight. They lock down, they go for those late exit frags that they can try and pick up, but they're not focused on that. They're not frag hungry, they're dead set to rights on the round. And once more, this mid control, it's been such a problem.
I'm a little bit surprised that T1, they're just kind of allowing this to be done every single time. Skadoodle now going to be a little bit of surprise, but that teleport, look at that timing. He was almost able to get that frag. And now Ambox going to be switching up their game plan. So instead of going for the full exec into mailroom and B tower, now they're going to be switching things up. They have the lurk, the Cypher on the other side. So now close by Daze. Does only have the Spectre. He's close by. He does have his lockdown available. He's going to get caught. Oh no, not like this. And now it's going to be full action commence. Skadoodle makes the showstopper into 1. Can he get the second? No. The blast pack not able to make it work. Brax going to be stuck inside of screens. And Ambox have now pushed their way through. They might not expect this, but Seb reads them like a book. And now they're going to be able to push on through. AZK, a big delivery. He needs to come through, but Poach is going to be able to take that round away. 5-3 for Ambox.
So unfortunate for Brax. He was ready for that one. He's been ready for a couple of rounds, and that is what you talk of a rude awakening. Getting a slap to the face there. The Phantom just knocking his block off. His head's removed, and into another round. 5-3. Excellent start we had there, I believe. 3-0 it was to the likes of T1, and how the tides have turned. 5-3 on the attack Ambox. This is one of the most played maps, and with that 77% win rate, a lot of that would have been on split. Is that something T1 are prepared for?
So we see T1 right now playing a little bit different in their setup. Even Brax getting a little bit more aggressive. He's going to be able to get that orb, so now has the ultimate available. That's 3 ults available for T1. Going to now use that Blade Storm. We talked about this before in our first series, that a Blade Storm, especially on a light eco round, can definitely make a big difference. But we'll have to see if Brax can find that right opportunity. He's actually going to push on through, but this is a complete misread. Ambox, they're just on a completely different chapter. Look at this. They're way ahead of it. They know every move that T1's going to do. They're going to be able to get a free sight. And T1, the gamble, it just doesn't pan out well.
That's so unfortunate, especially at this turn of the tide. It'd be nice to at least have a frag or two, but right now, looks like they're going to be fragged for what it's worth. Taking site back, they've not made too much of an effort to go back for that A site. You talked of, it's very difficult. It's hyper difficult to get back into this, especially with the Sheriff on a light buy.
There.
Yeah, not ideal at all. And look at all this. Look at this stat class.
Oh my
It's a party
goodness.
at A ramp.
Yeah, full party on the dance floor. I mean, look at them. They're just looking for a good time, and yay. We'll find that burst. The breach flash going to come on through, but boy actually still makes that connection. Brax, he's going to be fully blind. Now they're just looking for frags. All just down to Spider. He's still able to take one before he falls. Not a bad way for an eco round to go. But Ambox, they've just been on a whole other level with the reads. They just seem to be at the right sites, the right time.
You talked of another chapter. It's like they're writing the second book. They're writing the follow-up because they have every advanced read. They're so far ahead. This is phenomenal stuff from Ambox, supporting completely what we're talking of their win rate and the team players that we've seen there. Legacy players from CSGO across the board, but seeing so far, Ambox, they definitely seem to have the advantage. They've got that advanced read down pat.
It's definitely impressive. I mean, we saw before, I mean, T1, they looked like everything was going well for them the first 3 rounds, and then all of a sudden, Ambox, they just seemed to pull through, and now they put 6 in a row. And for anybody that's wondering why we switched the view, it is just because there is a technical pause, so we're just waiting for things to be sorted out. So you guys can just look at us, look at my mustache, look at the tie on this guy, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know?
Whatever you like.
Whatever you like, whatever floats your boat, you know?
Just to give you a heads up, this is the Valorant Challengers Tour, North America qualifiers for the first, coming into 2021. Having a good time, I hope you are. I know, definitely, we are on the casting desk. Some high-octane Valorant delivered to you, courtesy of Nerd Street Gamers. And I just want to give a little plug here. 100 Thieves, looks like they're out.
Oh, no.
That's a shocker. That's definitely going to be an upset. Enough of that, though, to the action of where we are right now.
Triggered.
Who's going to be upset here for this first of the best of 3?
And now we're even seeing a little bit of a change setup. So you have 3 players that are going to be anchoring in this B site. So Skadoodle giving up mid control entirely. And he's actually going to be close on by. Him and also Spider, they're going to be able to try to push on through, but it doesn't pan out well. AZK, the lone soldier, the anchor, going to be using the flash. He's caught with the paranoia, so he's able to buy a little bit more time, but he's going to peek for it. He's only able to take down 1. And T1 not able to make much work here. Daze does find the frag right through the dark cover.
Spike planted.
But now Brax, a little bit more close by. It looks like they want to actually try to commit to this potentially. Ambox have now secured this B site again. Poach going to be underneath, waiting patiently.
Killjoy with the lockdown. Daze has that in his repertoire. He's got it available. Is this going to be the time to use it? I don't think it will be. Time really has ticked away. I would have thought we would have seen some sort of entry by now. Or re-entry.
A little bit of a fake step from Daze, so I think they're just trying to make it look like they're actually going for a fake. And actually, Brax, he's just not able to escape. Daze does get some little bit of a revenge. He should be able to retrieve this all, but no problem. Escapes, but it will be the cost life of Brax. But now that is 7 rounds in a row for Ambox.
Just devastating bulldozer coming through on split there. Boop, boop, back it up. They're coming in. Wide low coming through. I'm not too sure what's happening on the side of T1 there. Such an excellent start to this map, and they just got reverse sweeped.
You know, and the one thing we didn't really talk about was some of the changes on split. I mean, there has been, you know, some updates to the map, you know, making things a little bit more in favor for the attackers and make it a little bit less defensive side. So right now, Ambox really showing us that it could be a big benefit for them because they've just been able to run on through this game. And it will be Android going to be used that showstopper, going to be able to get free site control. And now still looking for more, not going to be able to make that work, but it's been able to get some good intel. So now Brax missing his shot, looking for another opportunity. But now it will be Skadoodle, only finds the one. It will be the head of Poach that falls down. So now we have an advantage situation, but it's Zed that's coming in with the big spray. And now all of a sudden, Android on the big clutch by himself. Spike's down. He gets the first frag. He's got 2 more to go. One player going to be right on top of him here on the ramp, but it will be the paranoia to make its connection. But he's able to get across, but Daze will now take him down.
Shameful performance.
Finally, a round comes through. T1 respawn back 7-4, still in favor for Ambox.
Was a matter of time, just getting revved up, and you mentioned the jitters.
Last
We say it
round
every
in
game.
the
I think
half.
it doesn't matter from T1 if you've just played Valorant for the first time. It does take a little bit to get into the groove. That 4th round finally coming in. Finally, after that was like 7 rounds back to back from Ambox, Laz.
7 in a row. Finally, a response back. A little bit of life here for T1's defense. And now, 7-4. And this is going to be a big determination. Last round before the second half.
Cover going out.
Spider. Going to throw a bit of a fake. Going to have that dark cover, but will be able to retreat back. Still playing the 3-player stack towards B. But again, now Dazed, switching things up. He's going to be inside a middle. And this has been a very interesting position. And he's going to get spotted. And now that breach, that's going to be Android getting a lot of intel, pushing on through. AZK has enemies close by. Brax might be able to spot one, but he's blocked off by this dark cover. So much action commencing here. And even AZK, he comes alive and he's able to get its double. Now it's looking like an advantage situation. AZK hungry for more, but he's only going to be able to make that work. 2-2.
2 on 2, and my goodness, T1, you can't be through just yet. Something has to happen from this. This is a very winnable round. Brax, prime positioning. Doesn't hear the footsteps though. Does he hear the sound cues?
He should be able to hear it. I don't know if he realizes it's both players, but now he's going to be locked up. Oh, he actually lands the leg. That's against Ye. So he goes for the spam, and he makes it connect.
Planted.
A little bit of life again, indeed, for T1. Boy, 11 HP, the dream. Can he pull this out? But the satchel's going to land right in front of him, and Skadoodle does it dirty, making it 5-7 going into the second.
Bam! What a way to finish that one. That's going to be awesome for the bench of T1 as well. A couple of chuckles. That's how much it took to finish
Switching
the last
sides.
frag. 7-5. And to be fair, for T1, that's an ideal way to finish your half. It was looking a little bit questionable throughout the beginning or the middle of that first half, but turning things around, it's looking like a game now. 7-5.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how this map is being played. There hasn't been, I don't think, too many matches with the changes that's been implemented. So you can see before it used to be more of a landslide that we saw from the defensive side, where now things are kind of, you know, flip the table. And we saw Ambox, they were able to pull up 7 rounds in a row. Still success in the rounds, but T1 do make it very close and respectful, of course. But we'll have to see if they can respond back with the pistol to potentially equalize this game. Now T1 on that attacker side.
Where to next, they said. Where will T1 take this round? Dazed, getting that advanced position there, just trying to see what you can do. A little bit of intel. Maybe grab the orb and start to spice things up a bit, but it looks like it's just going to be the fake, not doing too much, and I'm liking this so far from T1, just trying to bait out the opponent and see where they're going to be.
A very slow round from T1. No over-aggression. Creeping slowly for map control. Now Brax has obtained mid control for them. And now he's going to be right on top of Mail. It will be the flash that comes in from AZK. Going to be blinding Android. Going to be caught with the cloud burst. Gets the paint cans. Not going to do any damage though. Spike still all the way in the back. Going to be retrieved from AZK now. It looks like T1 putting a little bit more attention now towards this B execution. But Brax, he needs to find this opening, but just misses it. A sliver by the pixel. Yay.
30 seconds left.
Able to escape from his death and now gets another opportunity. That nade going to miss not very well. Skadoodle taking a significant amount of damage. Android replies back. He's now regained position, but oh no, it's completely crumbled apart. And yay, he's able to get 1, not able to get 2, but Daze, he's got a tall task, and it's going to be too much for the glass, and it will be 8-5, and for Ambox, sorry.
The glass smashes dropped in the floor there. T1 had it in their hands, and all of a sudden, didn't think it was breakable. It was breakable glass. This round now for T1, so much more pressure to stop them getting to that double-figure realm and getting really close. 8-5 to score. Pistol round is going to go the way of Ambox, and that That's not at all what T1 were filling out for that.
Let's flush them out.
A very light purchase now from T1. Brax
Here.
teasing mid. Finds the shoulder of Ye. Nothing too much to worry about. Poach going to be close by in ropes, allowing T1 to get that control, but he will be underneath. The Boombot doesn't give away his position. Little sneaky beaky like. Ye still holding it ground. Look at this. He's got the flash ready.
And this is what I was speaking of from the offensive side for T1 there. If that flash can be used well enough, and just look at that, just blocking him off slightly, that timing, I think that might be enough to hold him at, keep him at bay.
Oh, but boy, able to take two, making it 3. No pressure whatsoever. A flawless round comes in from the defenders. A magnificent hold. No threat at all, but now we'll have to see if the threat will be this round. T1, money on the board again for standard rifles. The Vandal Club commenced.
And, meanwhile, got a bunch of Spectres on the side of Handbox there. Going for that bonus round. The Bulldogs coming in from T1 as well. So if that doesn't tell you they want this round, I don't know what does.
Shadows traveling.
This is a big round for T1. Like, they need this to get some momentum back. I mean, we're seeing Ambox. Sure, they pick up a light eco round for them, but if they lose this round, you know, this is going to be free weapons obtained from Ambox. It allows them to get into the 10th round, making it only 3 away from taking this map. So a lot of pressure now from T1 to make something work. Good trades already going to be performed inside of middle. And it will be Ye going to be close on by, going to get caught with the paranoia. No, actually, he's able to miss it. Gets the flash, but now it is going to be Boy just locking it in the sight. But T1, they haven't decided if they want to go for this, but they've gotten a lot of control, a lot of map presence. So it's going to be all about where do they want to investigate.
No charges left.
Decent so far. They're banging for those executes. Yay. Chiming in for the double on the Spectre. Line up for the triple potentially. The quad if he's not gonna get anyone
Last
too
player
much at
standing.
all. Skadoodle getting denied at Heaven. Seb taking that into his own hands. He still wants Spider. Has he got that Spider bite needed right now? 3 players left and I'm not too sure.
30 seconds
this
left.
could be the best position for it.
And now all players from the defensive side have completely rotated through. Spider going to be using this to pop on through, but he's only going to be able to take the 1. And now Ambox have put themselves into double digits, 10-5. And now T1, very split on their decision. What do they want to go for? Do they want to do a light purchase, SMGs potentially, or do they want to just go with the light pistols and try to get that op? And do they want an op on the attacking side? We never saw it from Ambox, but we'll have to see what does the IGL have in store for T1.
With these up plays, it's almost as though, and I wouldn't be surprised, lads, the VOD watching. It feels like there's been a lot of VOD watching. They've got an idea where Brax is playing, and they're just not playing to his op. You mentioned it in the first half, and just to back up on that analysis, I think moving away from the op, it might be the way to do it here. It's a rifle battle for these two teams. It's going to prevail.
Boy actually playing quite an aggressive angle. Actually going to get caught with the flash, but going to use that paranoia. But going to get caught. Brax going to be putting that frenzy to work. They frenzy on through into this site. It will be Android that's going to be close inside of B alley. But he actually makes it work with the blast pack again. He's been able to do this a few times. Spike does go down, so a little bit of money. He's able to push for 1, able to push for 2 now. He's got the showstopper. Going to be clearing the angle, and it's all just going to be down to Spider, Bucky in hand. But it's going to be Android with the quad, with the defuse, and now 11. 2 away from taking map number 1.
17 in 9 right now. Top frag over on the realm of Handbox. And you've seen it in the game. You need to announce that. It's been devastating from Handbox. T1 don't really seem to have the answer.
Not a lot of response that we're seeing so far from T1. a little bit stuck in the mud. The read of the tea leaves is just not accurate at all. And that's something we were commenting on a lot before. It just seems like Ambox, they have every single perfect prediction, and now their defensive side is definitely looking like it's a big threat. But now this is another opportunity for T1 to make something, as they're going to have the rifles once again. No ops from either squad, but they desperately need this.
They really do. Desperation. Going to start surfacing here. Seeing some mental plays, I'm hoping so. All these players in T1 roster, they are capable of doing it. That's why they're here. That's why they've made it to the top 16 where we are right now. Who wants it more though?
And even Ye, he's been holding the same position, but he's been playing this very well. I mean, there hasn't been any issues from him at all. Nothing going to catch him, but actually will get caught with a flash. Oh, but Brax finds the right opportunity. Brax opens it up with 2 now. The duelist has been able to succeed with 2 duels. Now the long rotate comes through, but they are close by. Not too long. A 3-on-3 situation. Brax, he could try to go for the ultimate if he wishes, but he's going to be playing the tight angle. His teammates going to be close on by. And this is tough. Brax, he needs to go for this fight, but he's not going to be able to make it work. And now all of a sudden, down to Spider and AZK. They're grouped up together. They're holding hands. It's a bit of a party in the back of the alley. Can they make this work? Are they going to be prepared to go for this? It's a fake defuse. AZK gets the 1, so now they go for the swing, but it's going to be the clutch. AZK on the one-on-one, and he delivers, and they survive the skin of their teeth, but it'll work.
One-on-one. Doesn't matter. Getting it done. And you know what? Call me an analyst, lads. I said it. As soon as he bracks at a rifle, I'm taking your line, pal. As soon as he bracks at a rifle, the game will be open. 2 picks there from that Jet. The duelist getting to work.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. And I believe that's going to be the answer to this conundrum.
It's an important thing to note, and I don't disagree with you, is that, you know, when we see Brax on the rifle, definitely on the attacking side makes sense, but it is just kind of, you know, more fragging power that we're seeing than we saw in the first half, where he was trying to op, he was trying to, you know, have that big lock in, but it's just, he never was able to use it to its fullest potential. But even now, Spider going to get caught with the flash, and he's able to still get a frag, still trying to make more, but it will be Android that's going to be able to take him down. He's going to be blind as well. It's just the game of flashbangs. The game of all the thrones will go now for AZK, but Poach finds the head of Skadoodle. That's just the lurk frag. And it will be Daze now that's going to be using his lockdown, going to be pushing back any defenders that are close by. But Ye, he's not fighting for it, but now he is going to get completely caught. And now T1 should be able to get in this site quite convincingly. No problems, no players detained here, Kappa.
No players detained. The alarm bot going out. Killjoy, Daze using all the utility possible.
Yeah.
They want to lock down a couple of rounds here. And this is where it's hopefully going to begin. 3 versus 2. Not a common situation, but Ambox, they're on the back foot here.
Off your feet!
Last player standing.
Now will be set, but no, Daze is going to be able to go for the quick peek. Now pulling 2 rounds in a row, 7-11. This is putting the money situation for Ambox. Not the worst that we've seen, but you know what? They have the round lead, so there's no reason for them to get a little hasty with their money. So they will just go for a light purchase. So a slight opportunity for T1 to potentially grab this round. And I'm curious, what is the plan? What is going to be their big execute? Right now, we're noticing they're playing quite slow, a little bit more map control, nothing too fast, nothing too aggressive. Oh,
Out of charges.
that just misses.
Breach almost knocked out of the game there. Android still a good position. Navy doesn't get a frag from that. That much damage with no healer in the game. Yeah, that's massive.
Actually, Boy now has actually gotten a lot of control, but will use his teleport, going to get out of that situation. So T1, the slightest disadvantage with the player advantage, and actually even AZK down to 19. No agents that can bring their players back. No agents that can go for the heal, obviously. And that Viper Wall going to be used from Poach. Oh, and actually going to go for the Viper Pit also.
Okay, so really taking Killjoy's name into her own hands, going for the lockdown, trying to get that ground control and hold them back from any efforts there. Daze still got that mid control. We've talked to this all game. They've done a good job of pushing through. He's just capitalizing on those frags and getting into sight there. Duelist side by side with Killjoy.
30 seconds left.
It's been such an issue though. The players in B, I think they've cemented themselves to the ground. They haven't been moving.
Android not going to be able to make anything work. That's going to be the blast pack that works. And look at this Ye. He's just waiting. He's going to be able to pick up this easy frag. The aftershock comes in. Ye completely delivers. And that
10
Sheriff
seconds left.
is definitely packing a punch. And now Seb going to push on through. They're trying to get the spike down, but Daisy's by himself. He's not able to make it. And somehow they pull up the Thrifty, putting themselves at match point. It completely turns the table. T1, it looks so good for them. What happened?
That's such a kick to the abdomen. That feels like when I was a server, I lost a job once by spilling food on someone. I never told you this, lads. It was fish and chips with tartar sauce all over the patron, and the next day, my job was no longer my job. And at this rate, this game will no longer be T1's game if it keeps being aggressed there by the likes of Anbox. Sick plays.
Cover going out.
The dicey buy for T1. They have to put everything on the line now. We'll see. They have two ults. They have the Blade Storm. They have the Showstopper available. Skadoodle now going to use it. Brack's going to get over aggressive, and now the blast pack comes in. It will be Skadoodle able to take down Boy, so they're going to be able to push on through, but it's going to be Poach. Runs in, and he somehow still wins that duel, but Skadoodle gets the blast pack, so it's a little bit of death from the grave.
Shadows.
And now we're at ourselves a 3-3.
3-on-3, Sheriff at hand. T1 must win, or map number 1, this BO3 is going to be flushed down the can. The spike goes
One
down. Yeah,
enemy
AZK
remaining.
trying his best.
Last
The trades
player
come flooding in.
standing.
It's a 1-on-1. Is Dazed, I believe, taking on Ye.
Won't be Dazed. He's going to hold the high ground. He's able to win that duel. Keeps it alive. They're not going to be able to fizzle out of this game yet. 8-12. 4 rounds to go for an overtime. Putting Ambox in the save now. Or the light save, we'll say.
Oh, do I have to attach
So
legs
with
to
that
the
in
spike
mind,
now?
T1, you said it before, yeah, they can start closing that gap. Question is, are we going to see those flawless eco warriors coming out the realm from Anbox? The rounds they've been putting in, it doesn't really matter what kind of buy they have. They've been on fire.
Don't overthink it. That's my job.
Yeah, they're definitely surviving. Tooth and nail.
Placing swarm grenade.
Still delivering under this amounts of pressure. This is map 1. We said this before, top 16. So we're getting closer and closer to the end stages of the qualifier. We'll have to see if T1, do they have enough gas in this tank to bring it back to an OT?
Let's be honest, both teams want to get it done the first time round. You don't want to go back for seconds. You don't want this fighting to be for no reason. Yay, the one tap taking out Skadoodle. There goes the duelist. There goes Raze. It's a 5 versus 4. We're not even under a minute.
Yeah, and they actually lose their duelist, so Brack's able to find one. Ye gonna go again. Look at this. One tap galore. He gets a bit too happy with that frag, and now it's just gonna be the cleanup. T1 respond back. They lose some casualties, or have some casualties, but they make it work. 9-12. Now a big test again. If we see Ambox lose this round, T1 will be now at the double digits, potentially putting Ambox into another save.
This is it, really. This is where, if you're at the side of Ambox or an Ambox fan, chuck it in the chat, let us know. Man, you got to be shaking your boots. Things starting to get a bit nervy here. They have to be the closers right here, right now, to really put T1 in that sleeper hold and get them out of the game for round, or map number 1, I should say.
And the one thing we noticed from T1 is they're putting a lot of pressure towards middle, and also B, they haven't really tried a lot of effort towards A, and that's something I've really noticed this game. And I'm not sure if they did some VOD study like you said, but they don't seem to be interested at all. But look at this, Seb and Android. They pull the rug from under on these T1 players. Not even able to get this trade, and it will be now AZK to use the roll of thunder. It's gonna connect, but they're gonna have to push on through. Android, he's gonna be in the sight. We're completely missing it, but Android gets the quad. 13-9.
Didn't even give his chance to get that, Android. Simmer down, son. Simmer down. It's just map number 1. Apparently, he thought it was the grand finals of the qualifiers. What a showing. What a display of talent there we saw from Ambox. If it was in question, well, you've got your answer. Map number 1 going their way. And look at that, Android. 25-14, 310 for the combat score. My goodness, what a map.
What a game. It definitely looked like T1 were trying to make a little bit of a comeback story, and it was getting closer and closer, but I think their defensive side in that first half really just put them behind. And like we said, Brax, you could tell they had the right idea. They had a certain strategy they wanted to try with having an op on the board, but it just never worked out. And Ambox, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm really curious what their game plan was, because whatever it was, it worked phenomenally.
I'd love to speak to the IGL. I'd love to get a word in edgeways and say just that one question. What did you do to avoid the op? Because that's what it came down to there. He didn't get the opportunities. It wasn't that swag that Brax wasn't hitting his shots. It's the fact of he just didn't get the opportunity, all puns intended, to pop off aside from those exit frags. So if that was a counterplay from Mbox, touche, man. That's a sick counterplay.
It definitely was, but right now we will just take a very short break as we go into map number 2. Don't go away. We will be back shortly. All right, and we're back here on the You Welcome stream, the Valorant Challengers Tour with Nerd Street Gamers with your hosts, Laz, and of course, Cup of Frag game and map number 2, T1 versus Ambox.
Oh man, map number 1, it was neck and neck for that first little bit, and then you just saw Ambox start to run away with it there. We talked of Counter-Strats, we talked of plays for days. You look at the VOD of that was an epic game by them. Their holds, their post plans, deadly. What's to come from map number 2? And big question, I'll wait to see if the bus is coming. Doesn't look like it. Do we have a map? Oh, it's going to be Bind. There you go. Didn't even have to ask you.
Yeah, so it will be on Bind now, which is going to be in favor for Ambox to be on that defensive side. And now we can see the agent selection has commenced. Let's walk through it a little bit here, Kappa. Tell us what's going on.
So from what we're seeing right now, my big question is, are we going to see the switch up of agents versus the map, or are we going to see those players stick with the agents that they know, true and tested? From what we're seeing, a bit of a switch up actually. We've got a Phoenix in the likes of Android. We are going to see the Cypher in the side of Dazed as well. So talking to map control, they're looking for map control and trying to lock things down sharpish. And also Skadoodle on the Sova. Yeah, they're really going for the intel plays. I'm liking what I'm seeing from T1. I think they need a bit more in the strat book to outplay Ambox and perhaps underestimate them in map number 1. Map number 2, they're not taking any risks.
No risks at all, and now we'll have to see T1. They were making a pretty good comeback on their attacking side of map number 1. We'll have to see if they have something in store for us. Days, what the strategy, what the playbook has in store for us. But Ambox going to be on that defensive side. And I'm a little bit, I'm just unsure of how this could go. I mean, we saw Ambox a really good performance on map number 1. It'll be the question if they can transition that into a 2-0 sweep, because a lot of our games here on the You're Welcome stream so far have been those 2-0s.
Sweep. Yeah, there's been a lot of teams that have been swept off their feet and caught without being aware. Which team will be taking it today? That's a good question. T1 must win map for them. Ambox, they took map number 1 of this BO3, top 16 for who's to go through to get that one step closer to qualifying here for the Valorant Challengers Tour. North America and AZK just hanging with the boys, chilling in market, picking the apple up, putting it back down, and just choosing how they're going to do their shot today. What's their plan of attack?
T1 now playing very slow, very methodical. And now you can see they're getting ready for the execute. Dark cover about to be used. It will be the drone Skadoodle. Actually able to make this drone connect. So no recon dart not going to come on through, but Spider going to be the duelist. He's going to have the curveball come on through. Now pushed on through, gets the head of Poach. So going to be able to take that first entry, trying to make more happen. And even AZK gets a reply back now. And you can see the defensive players, they're close by, but Android, he's just not able to make those connections. And all now we have a shooting gallery fully commenced. It's down to Seb, a 1-on-3, and now T1 will deliver that fancy pistol, 1-0.
Stylish indeed. Confidence as well. We did say what's going on with the aggression from T1 in map number 1. I think that problem's been solved there. Maybe that team talk in between maps. They've had a bit of time to go over what went wrong and what to do next. Excellent plays there, and that is how you start that road to comeback. Good stuff, T1.
You know, and the thing that we noticed on map number 1, like the biggest, control points for Ambox was the fact that they were able to get mid control. They just had the perfect reads. So I'm wondering if that's going to, still be an issue here for T1, or if now T1 were able to have, that few minutes to discuss on some of the problems that they had. But right now, Ambox, they actually are going to find that glimpse of opening. Yay, able to take down the life of Ska. But he will be costly. He's going to be down to 34 HP. And we saw before, this is a light purchase round here, but now they're actually going to be able to push on through Ambox. They find now Brax as well.
This is crazy. They've got Sheriff at best. They've got nothing to work with, and yay, I don't think he's missed a shot on those one-taps, Laz. Not at all, from this map to the last.
Now they're going to be able to get into the site, so it will be Dazed. He's going to be close on by. Going to have AZK going for the plant. And Daisy needs to be careful because now there's going to be a player very close by holding the tight angle. He might be able to find this. He sees the bow out. He's going to be able to take him down. The recon bolt will find him. It will not matter. Spider should be able to help it, but Daisy just gets overrun. Too much to handle. And now Spider, a little bit of control with the spray, making it 3. Can he make it the 4th? It will be AZK to help him out. They lose a lot of bodies, but you know what? It will work. 2-0. And now the gun round will be commenced for Mbox.
And one thing you say, probably in the chat, what you took out, wow, it was an eco he was up against there, Spider. It's not about the actual, the frags that he got there. It's about the plays that he's making. 2 rounds in a row now. He's going out of showers. He's chucking the curveball through. He's clearing sight before catwalk push. And it's working perfectly. It really seems they've got a better approach on this map. And seeing as we go further into these buy rounds, bonus round to come for round number 3. Things looking a lot healthier here for T1.
Found them.
Even now, Poach actually just trying to get a little bit of spam, but will be a bit of an issue as he's going to take some Molotov damage. So now they're going to get pushed back. So T1 able to throw a couple swings, and now they've been able to get washroom control. Ye's still looking like he wants to contest this. Now he's playing a different agent we saw before. He's not playing the same agent that we saw in number 1. Instead, he'll be playing a new one, and it will be the run it back going to be used from Spider. He's able to find that first frag, so now trying to look for more. He does a bit more damage, but this is becoming an issue once more. Amblox, they're not able to get the sight control. They're going to be completely overwhelmed, and Ye finally picks up even more. He picks up a double. He's down to 2 HP, Kappa.
2 HP, Vandal in hand. He's got to make the jump. He's fully aware of this. He's not going to get anything at all. Spider, another frag. He got a 3k last round. Maybe go for the next 3k. Dazed, taking that 3k away from Spider, but getting the round in the bag. 3 players survive as well for T1. More players surviving, more rounds coming through, more convincing plays. T1. They're the bulldozer in this round, or this map so far. But speaking of that, and maybe to speak too soon, the caster's curse, hopefully not for their sake. But this is what happened last time. This is what happened on Bind that we just came from there. It was, or Split, I should say, that we just came from. 3 rounds, and then they started to melt a little bit. Right now, obviously, they've got Handbox up on the save. So this might be a gimme. But furthermore from here, are these reads going to keep working?
Yeah, and this is a bit of an issue now for Ambox. I mean, like we said, they went for the full purchase that last round, so they've lost completely the investments. So T1 now can build up that economy a little bit more. So now they're going to have to go for just the light pistol buy. T1 have been able to succeed in getting that first utility pick. They find the Omen, and that's, again, we talk about impact, and that is definitely the impact they wanted. But we'll have to see T1. They're being very composed. It looks like a very different squad we're seeing so far. A lot more control already early on in this game.
Yeah, trigger discipline, control of the map, all sorts of control. Not just talking about the controllers in the game. 50 seconds, and still, that's patiently poised. They're not giving anything away. And this early on, obviously, they've got to have an idea that there's going to be the eco coming from Handbox, but regardless, they're taking every precaution possible. But look at that, they're giving some map control for Handbox at the same time.
Brax able to find that opening. Ye gonna be trying to use the Blade Storm, actually missing. You can hear them just swooshing on by, but it will be Dazed now. He's gonna be able to help Brax out. Just 2 remaining players, and now T1, they've been able to obtain this site for their liking.
1 enemy
And now
remaining.
all down to Ye. He doesn't have his ult available at all now, so he just got the classic. He picks up the Marshall, but he will fall down. Losing only 2, but now T1 putting themselves 4-0. We will see Ambox with a full gun round. They could go for the glass cannon operator purchase if they want. Actually, they could get the light armor. I can't do math apparently, but not a lot of utility. I don't believe that will be available for him. We'll have to see if Ye can pull something big here for them to pick up their first.
A lot of games, lads. A lot of games, a lot of frags, a lot of math. Quick math though. Doing our best to keep up with it, and hopefully you're enjoying the hope of us keeping up with the games as well. Cuppa Frag here, at Cuppa Frag on socials, at lads_TV, all part of the Community Casters Challenge here for Nerd Street Gamers. Thanks for having us. And these teams, they're putting everything into this top 16. This is the second map of a best of 3. T1 need to win this to stay in this BO3. Looking to the side of Ambox though, a little bit more of a cushion to work with here. 4-0's the score so far. They've got themselves in for the bye. this, Laz, this is a telltale round. This will dictate, potentially, how the rest of the game is going to go.
Yeah, this really can, because we see before that, you know, Ambox, they went for the purchase. They weren't able to make it work, so it was T1 that were going to be able to pick up that bonus round. And we talk about that, and they have lots of money, so even if they lose this round, they can go for the big purchase, but it's going to be Skadoodle. He's now going to use the Hunter's Fury. He's been able to land it once. Going to be a bit more damage, and look at that. A lot of impact, not picking up the frags that he wants, but he's able to just push these defenders back. Even now, boy, gonna be stuck, but he's not able to use his ultimate.
No.
So Skadoodle gets that shock dart. Perfect placement. He finds it. I believe that actually burned it as well. So completely gone to the dumps. Nothing at all. No value gained from that ult. And all of a sudden now, Ambox, their backs are against the wall, and we're kind of seeing a different squad here on that defensive side. They haven't had a response yet.
That's absolutely brutal. Denying the TP of the ult, saying, oh no you don't, see you later, getting it done. 4 versus 3 here. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be a response. Looks like they're saving.
Yeah, and this is the right call. I mean, like we said before, when you have that investment, yay, gonna have the operator with the light armor. There's no reason for them to risk it. They want to just make sure they can put this through into the next round, and then the remaining players should have enough money that they can just try to go for whatever purchase possible. But right now, T1 awakened from the grave, and now 5-0. Not a lot of rounds that have been close. I believe it was just the second round that was near the closest. I think that was a 2v2 situation.
It was the 2v2 that's been the closest. Outside of that, this has been T1 blown out of the water. Super confident. Any doubt that you had maybe from map number 1, if you're watching both maps and you're checking this one out, yeah, it's almost like a different series that we're seeing. And this one, this map is, I don't think, a comfort zone map for either of the teams. So, both slightly out of their element. And here comes the Blaze-Storm. Brax, he's going aggressive. Jarden's here. Love to see him get aggressive. Not able to land the frag, but causing a commotion all the same.
Yeah, and this is an interesting play that we're seeing from the defensive side. They tried to go through the TP, so now they got a long rotate ahead of them. But now T1, they're going to be able to get this spike down. The defender's allowing them to have this retake situation. There's still plenty of utility that is available from both Ye and, of course, on Android. Getting ready now. Kerbal going to be very important for them to push on through, but Daze, he's going to be able to take down 2. Trying to look for a little bit more, but Android, he comes alive with 2 right back in return, and we have ourselves an advantage situation. All of a sudden now, it's just down to Brax. Bladestorm comes through with 2. Now can he make it 3? He just needs to burn the time, and yay, he's just going to be coasting on through. He's not actually going for this diffuse, but Brax, he's completely bit on it, but is there going to be enough time? Yay should have enough to get this diffuse.
Right down to the wire here. Yeah, you feeling the pressure, feeling the burn, and he's going to capitalize and get that goose egg off the scoreboard and get Ambox onto that first round. Big one for that mindset. The potential shift comes now. Any tilt can start to fade into distance for Ambox, and they can get themselves back on the bike here. 5-1.
A very dicey round for Ambox, but they pull it through. The clutch of Ye keeps them alive. 1-5, and now another gun round will come through. Like we said, lots of money here for T1. The first round they've lost. The only round they had to really spend any significant amount of money.
Standing ahead.
So we need to see if Ambox can pull through a little bit more. A little bit of life now has been restored. The Band-Aid has been now placed. We'll have to see if it can handle the threat of T1.
4 rounds between them. T1 have done a good job of building a bit more of a barrier of defense around their lead. Plays like that, though, Ambox to be right on their tail. Going back to those slow plays, we talked a bit, the different approach they've taken that was very successful for them is just feeling out the rounds, going for those picks and playing off the picks likewise. Nothing to be seen here. Boy, just trying to get that jiggle peek on Catwalk, and he's not getting any info at all.
Yeah, this is a very, very slow round, so we can see very cautious plays. Waiting to see what strategy they can use to deflate the defense. And you can even see the defensive players now. It will be Android going to be just in the doorway of B Hall. Poach going to be just holding the tight angle, but Spider will make that first connection. So now Poach by himself. Using the recon bolt to hopefully find somebody through the smoke, but actually he's taking some damage. Not able to make anything work, and that will be the spike now going to get planted.
Spike planted.
T1 have now been able to push on through. They got their teeth sunken into the site now. A 4-on-5 situation.
4-on-5. This is a great situation for T1, but for the side of Ambox, they've got to get in there. They've got to get a piece of the pie. Get out the pie server yourself and dish up. Not going to happen with Spider and Brax popping up like that. Headshots galore, another one. And in comes Poach on that retake attempt. Denied, shut down, AZK, and the gang is 6-1.
Yeah, we're not seeing the same Ambox. Like, I mean, before on map number 1, it looked like Ambox, they had a very big mix of their strategies. They kind of just played different areas of the map. But right now, I mean, T1, they're kind of playing that more execute style on the attacking side, and it's working out very well for them. But we need to see something different from Ambox. I mean, this is a bit of a gimme round in terms of they don't have anything to really add. Ye does have, you know, some armor with just the classic, but we'll have to wait and see if they're going to try something a little bit different.
Ambox, just to give you the stats as well, getting down to nitty-gritty, 66.7% win rate on binds overall, and that does trump, I believe, the 64% that you're going to be seeing on the T1. So, technically speaking, T1 are the underdogs for this matchup off the numbers from the board, and right now, they're defying the odds of that 6-1 scoreline. Crazy stuff, man. Nuts.
And right now, we are just waiting for a tactical pause. I believe it came through for Ambox. So we're just going to wait things out. But I mean, we talk about what has been working so well. I mean, T1, like I said, I mean, they've been able to creep through the map, get a lot of control, pretty much with not much of an issue, no contention at all. And right now, that just seems like Ambox, they need to figure out how to counter it. And I don't know if maybe the confidence is a little shaken or something else. But right now, we'll have to see what do they got.
Yeah, we definitely need to see a mix-up, a flip of the scripts, if you will, of the strat book. We saw 6 strats for starting things off on split, and I'd even say perfect defense and perfect execution for them. But this map, it's been a topsy-turvy affair. We've not seen even the best of traits there.
Oh, look at that! That's a quad! And Spider creeping on through. The Spider in the room, the corner of the room. He finds 4, looking for the ace. Can he find it? No.
Nope.
The knife will now perish that Spider. And now all just down to him. Yay. My God, can he find 3 more? The spike is down. T1, need to be careful. They can't play careless at all. Never count Ye out, and this is exactly why. He finds another opportunity. Looking for another, but Brax, the sharpshooter, will take him down. A costly round, but it does pan out still well for T1.
And just because they've been padding their stats and padding the rounds and economy too, they're not going to have an issue with the buy now. They've got so much money, they can buy a gun for a friend, no big deal. Buy it for the opponent and leave it in spawn if they're feeling BM. 7-1, 6 rounds between the two teams. This has turned out to be a right stinker if you're on the side of Ambox.
And that was, you know, that was the one round we saw Ambox getting a little bit, they were trying something different, but Spider, he was just able to get in that prime position.
Joke's over.
And he was just
You're
able to
dead.
take them down. So it will be Spider now. We're talking about him before. We'll talk about him again. He's going to use the run it back. He's going to run on 3. Knows the Sova is going to be in back hall. Doesn't spot that Cypher, I believe, but now we'll have to see Seb. He's able to find that first exchange, so he wins that duel. Can he make the second? No. Skadoodle going to take him down, and all of a sudden now there's going to be a bit of a rotate coming in through on the TP. Both boy, and I believe that is going to be Android. They're the close ones near. Run it back, going to be activated, but it's not going to be able to work. Fully blinding him, but another opportunity for Android to make something work.
Careful now.
Phoenix just hanging out in hookah. His evil twin, if you will. Trying his best, but oh my goodness, Spider! Spider, stop it! You're causing too much pain, inflicting all the pain in the game right now. 2 frags. He's hungry. He wants another 4K.
The Spider bite is just too big. The big itch, and now we'll have to see Ambox. 2 remaining players. Yay. Poach going to be close by in B Hall. But T1, look at this. They're completely holding the ground. Skadoodle trying to get some intel. Cost him his life, and now Poach by himself in a very hard place to be. He might be able to pick up this frag. This is going to be tough because now he's going to have to go for the full cross. And the remaining players are going to be waiting for him. And Spider picks up a triple.
Gets the dink. Not able to capitalize. Yay there. It's a quadra. Triple, baby. Lining them up and knocking them down is going to be T1. It doesn't matter what agent they're on. They're switching things up and making it happen. What a half. And this is not a team that we saw in map number 1. Comeback City incoming.
Yeah, it looks like T1 have just completely written off map number 1 and now responding back in phenomenal fashion. And even now it's 8-1. Going on the 10th round now. And another dicey buy that comes through from the defensive side. Money has just not been on their side at all this first half of this second map.
No, they're looking for any pennies. Penny for the poor. Grab what they can. And a sheriff and light armor is the best Android can do right now. At this point in a half, that tells you all you need to know. I need to say no more. Hunter's Fury coming through, Skadoodle doing work. They've all been doing work this half. Phenomenal plays. And you talk of mental fortitude, lads. We've got some time to talk about that. You said about a mental reset. My goodness, a mental reset from T1. Put that map completely in the trash from previous. See you later split. Binds next. We're going to dominate. They want map number 3. They're not going to take no for an answer.
Oh, and now Skadoodle. He knows the last player's there. 6 bullets remaining. This is a tough spot to be in. Time is still there. Spike hasn't made its way through, but it's down. Spider is going to be able to take him down, but yay. A little bit of a reply back now. Spike is going to be retrieved in the hands of Skadoodle. They got 29 seconds left. They have to make a plan. And this is a tough spot for the defenders to be in because now you can see both players completely split apart from each other. Android going to try to be the anchor. He's going to be the one that's got all the action. Recon Dart not going to find him. Gets the one. Gets the second. He's looking for more. And now all of a sudden, it's down to the clutch situation, but it won't matter because Android, you deliver absolutely big with the thrifty.
I was just giving him a hard time for not having money in the bank and scraping up pennies off the floor. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. The Sheriff 3K, 2 1-taps to get that one going. That's money. That is cash money. And that's going to double up for their rounds. 8-2.
Now we see shaking off the rust or something, but Android, like you said, the Sheriff in town, big clutch, pulls up a round that should have been in favor for T1, and now we'll have to see how T1 respond back to this. See if it shakes their confidence at all, but AZK, he's going to be close on by. Look at this, the defenders. Oh, this is a complete trap, but it does go for the trades. So now Spike will be down. I'm not sure if they spotted. I believe Ye has now located it, but he could potentially find these extra frags, but he's definitely thinking they're close by. He finds another. Gonna use the cloud burst, gonna block up the vision, gonna be able to dash out. Another chance for the duel, and he's able to pull it through again. Fighting tooth and nail through all the carnage, and Brax finally takes him down. We're at 2-2 situation. Brax trying to look for a little bit more, and now just down to Daze, the IGL. No Spike in his sight. Plenty of time to burn. He's got some utility as well.
No time to be in the days. Yeah, that util. He's got to put it all to work here.
One enemy
Tall
remaining.
order. We've spoke of that. You speak of a full glass. This glass is wobbling. It's shaking. He's got 80 HP. He's got the HP advantage. And he's going to get this frag. Locking down the 3K. Just like old times, baby. Taking it home. 9-2.
Last round before the switch.
My God, I cannot believe Ambox, and I'm glad to see it. That's, you know, it's something we were giving a little bit of criticism on, is that we wanted to see them trying something a little bit more. That counter aggression from that defensive side, it almost works out completely well, but it just fell apart, and due to Daze able to clutch things out. But you saw that cat control, it just became such an issue. The web was just completely shattered for T1.
It was, and big props to Ye there. Talking of Ye, Ye, picking up the ob frag, the entry frag he will. He's got observation on Cat, and he's got intel for 1, but misses that frag. Ye, I think he's switched on now.
Second win has now come through Ambox, showing us how they were able to run through map number 1. Brax now going to creep on through, going to get spotted by the recon bolt. 3 players going to be stacked up towards this B site.
Blocking sight.
Gonna have their operator gonna be at A, so Brack's gonna be throwing the cloudburst, gonna be able to block a little bit of that vision, but only for a few seconds. Gonna go for the last one, gonna use it. Brax patiently waiting. He's trying to find something as much as possible, but his teammates are now falling. Brax, he makes that shot work somehow. Okay,
Again.
we'll take that.
Last player standing.
Swagalicious. Old names, Brax in the game he's in now. Doodle grabbing that frag, and AZK snagging another. 3 players survived, 10-2's the half. New
Switching
T1,
sides.
and this is looking phenomenal. They're going all the way to map number 3 at this rate.
The wheels on the bus go round, and right now, 10-2, switching things over. Ambok's going to be on that attacking side. A critical pistol round in dire need for them. 3 rounds away from T1 to take map number 2, pushing this to a map 3 that, like we said, we haven't seen that today here on the stream.
That goes there.
Come so far, both these teams have been fighting. You've said it too for now. They've been fighting in their own homes, in their gaming chairs. You said
reveal their
buckled in.
secrets.
They haven't left. They've been strapped to that and looking to make it all worth it in the NA qualifiers. All here for the Valorant Challengers Tour. Hopefully having a good time. At Cup of Frag is me. I'm joining the lovely Laz_TV. Chuck us a follow on Twitter and make sure you vote for that Caster Community Challenge. While you're all here though, I know it's for the action. AZK getting spotted by that drone. The out, checking it out on the Cypher cam. Daze knows. They knows they're here.
I'm a little bit surprised, Daze. I know he was completely blind by the paranoia, but he was just peeking a bit too wide. Must have forgot his location, but now the trade frags. It will be Ambox. They're going to be able to push on through. The flash comes in, the curveball. It's made the connection. Another curveball will be used. And now 2 remaining players going to be pushing from the back of Cat Skadoodle. Walking his way. He's got the slippers on. He's going to try to go through A tower.
Spike planted.
He's looking for it. He needs to be able to find this first exchange, and even now, Ambox, look at this. They're pushing on through. They're full of confidence right now.
This is what they need to do. They need to be picking up this round. The Reaper does going to come out. It's going to grab one.
Last
Somehow,
player
some
standing.
way. It's going to be the 3-on-1 though. Brax, go big or go home. 3K for you.
Brax on the clutch situation. What better player than Brax? A 1-on-3 spike. It's actually planted inside the site. The dash comes through, but Android gonna have that crisp aim and takes him down. Ambox now have replied back, picking up the crucial pistol round that we mentioned. 3-10. It's a long road, but there's no way they're done yet.
Not at all. And you speak of Android from that number 1. I think it's 25-14 he finished with Raze. He's another duel. He's on Phoenix. He's picked up a 3K in pistol. Is that going to set the tone for the rest of this half? And that's the danger right now in the world of Valorant. At this higher level, you really don't know what teams have in their strat book. You're still writing your own strat book. And at this moment, Daze, you better have your head screwed on, right? This is going to be a big challenge for him.
Spike making its way towards long B. Very slow round from Ambox, waiting to see if there's going to be any push on this light purchase from T1. Skadoodle spotting the shoulder of the Cypher. Shock Dart going to come through, does a little bit of damage. It tickles Seb. Now the Molotov going to land right on the feet of AZK, and now you can hear them spamming away, frenzies galore. And now they're going to be able to push into the site. It will be Dazed. He's just by himself. He's got no one to help him. And now we can see the attackers. They've been able to push in through the site, and oh, this is interesting. They're actually going all the way around. They knew this. They know that the rotate came through TP, and look at this read. This is perfect.
Spike drop.
We mentioned flipping the script is necessary.
One enemy
They've
remaining.
rewritten the script, not just flipped the script at all. It's a new story. The story's the comeback city right now. A knife coming out from Yay on Brax, taking out that counter jet. That's insulting, and hopefully that's not a tilter for Brax. 10-4. What was that?
Big old knife kill. I think that's the second knife kill we've seen, and I can't remember if it actually was Ye that got it the first time on map number 1, but
I think it was, Laz. Good memory, man. Better than mine. I think it was Yay on split there.
got that goldfish memory. We'll have to see. I'll have to look back on the VOD, but I mean, the fact that we have 2 knife kills in the same series, that's unheard of. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Scanning ahead.
Let's see some more 4Ks and 5Ks. Get those aces in the bag. Skadoodle Seeing that recon dart, backing the heck out of there, and keeping his Vandal in the round for a little bit longer. 1 minute 20. Seen a little bit of a prod around in showers, just trying to see any info they can grab at Android. He's not taking a risk just yet.
Very slow round once again. We notice both these teams, but this is good control. Look at this. Brax, he's just playing a very aggressive, but a bit of an off angle now. So this is good intel for them. They still have 3 players that are grouped up towards A. Even his teammate, which is going to be Spider, he's just holding it with the judge. No orders will be made here in Hookah. But even now you can see Mbox, they're actually running into a bit of a trap. We talked about this before, but Brax, he's able to find that one. That's going to be the spike carrier. So the thorn in the side here for the attackers.
Joke's over.
Brax now just has to frag out completely. Going to get spotted by the recon bolt. His position completely compromised, but it won't matter because AZK is able to help him, able to dash on through. Dash on dashes, and now all of a sudden 2-on-3. Both Ye and Seb, the last 2 players remaining. 15 seconds, they got the spike, but they got no control of the map. This is problematic. They're just going to need to hold these weapons.
This 11th round, it's a gimme. You talk about gimme rounds, it didn't look like a gimme. Brax just absolutely kicking him to the ground in that one. Bullying them and saying no, the spike is not going to be planted at all. It's not even going to leave your spawn. 11-4. Perhaps a bit of confusion on the comms there from the side of Anbox. Not a default play we've seen from them. Everything else was really healthy in the round, but the spike just being caught late at showers, super unfortunate. Regardless of that though, getting back into this one, still a little bit of a chance for redemption.
Now looks like Ambox getting ready for their push. They're going to now creep on through, use that drone, get some intel. So they spot that the jet is in the back of the site. Recon dart is going to come through. It will be AZK. He actually does get spotted, so now Poach trying to getting ready. He knows something's coming through, but Brax finds the better of it, and Brax again pulling up 2, trying to make it 3, and now he's just able to get the triple, baby, and now putting themselves on a flawless round and match point, pushing potentially for map number 3.
So if you've ever come off a loss, and it was a loss that you're like, man, we could have won that game. Put yourself in T1 shoes right now. They had probably not one of their best games at all. Decent comeback attempt and losing map number 1 that looked like it was theirs. This one though, I don't think they're messing around, lads. They want to see map number 3 and they do not want anyone to question that at all.
Yeah, it just seems like it's completely fizzled a little bit here from Ambox. It was looking a little bit promising. We saw some different plays. We saw rounds were getting really close. But now it's just completely changed dramatically. And now Spider going to be caught with the paranoia. The cyber cage going to be used. He's going to not be able to make this work, but Daze able to help him out. AZK gets a frag back. And now just 2 players remaining. These 2 players need to completely frag out to keep this game alive. They have spike control. They have time with them on their side. Going to be pushing on through, dashing. It is just going to be 1 player. That is going to be Brax. He's going to be the sole anchor. He's got the holding it down. He's able to get that frag. Now just putting all the pressure in for Boy. He's going to have to be the big sacrifice. He's going to need to find these openings, and Brax, he's doing a phenomenal job just to burn time for his teammates, but Boy finds that small little bit of an opening, takes him down. Still time remaining. The players, you can see, a little bit grouped up, a little bit hesitant. AZK, he's close by.
This is a very winnable round for AZK. He's got all the position in the world. He's going to use his TP as well. What better time to use it? Cancels it just to get that intel. And he's got an ID now. A little inkling.
This is good positioning from Boy. I mean, the fact that he's been able to creep on through, but he's going to have to do it a little bit quicker. He now has some cover. He knows, he spots Skadoodle, but Skadoodle going to be able to put that nail to the coffin. 13-4. We're going to map number 3.
We are definitely going to map number 3. A team that took each map in a super convincing fashion and signed, sealed, and delivered. Map number 3, we promise to you in the chat. hopefully enjoying things so far. Both of these teams have had a bit of a walk in the park for each round. Or each map, I should say. Confident for each of them. But what will bode for map number 3? Yay. Wow, Yay being at the top of the scoreboard there, even though his team were 13-4 down, still getting 20 frag slats.
Yeah, Ye just completely turned things around. Combat score of 314, 20 and 11. Really great plays from Ambox, even though it doesn't go their way. But T1, you can just see it was completely all of them on top, which makes complete sense. But a great game is going to be exchanged. 1-1 now, going to the distance, which the map will be Ascent for people that are curious. So we are going to take a short break while we wait for the players, but don't go away. We'll be back. Map number 3. All right, everybody, welcome back. You're welcome. Map number 3, game number 2, T1 versus Anbox. We are here to the distance, Kappa.
Yeah, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a best of 1. I think you can say it's a sprint. But the whole 3 maps for a best of 3, it's a mega marathon, and both these teams are ready to go. Both of the map to warm up, both of the map to show what they're made of. But who is going to send the other pack in? Time shall tell. Been a couple of upsets today, but which team is going to have that sad face at the end of this one? Just a reminder, won't be the only chance teams have to get qualified for the closed qualifiers. However, this is still, I think, for bragging rights, we came through in the first period of the qualifiers and we did it. Laz, I'm going to say it. I've got to say it. Who do you think is going to take this?
It's hard to say. I mean, like, you know, I was thinking map number 1 is just Ambox look like a whole other beast. And then T1, they put a cage on that beast and said, you know what? Nah, we're good. Let's take it. Let's go and see how much agility you got. And honestly, it's on Ascent. And honestly, both teams, the way they're playing, I mean, I think it's a coin toss. And I think Ascent, in my opinion, is one of the most equally favored maps in the game. I don't think it's favored on one side or the other. And we kind of saw both teams. They've been able to flourish very well on both sides.
And off of that point, the stats back up what you're saying, Laz, because both teams, their most played map is Ascent, for the record. So off of that, yeah, Ascent, we've played we've cast so many games that have been played on Ascent, from grassroots to T1, and in that context, Ascent it's a frag-centric map, a bit of a, it is a toss-up. It is a coin flip. It depends on who's going to be getting those entries and who's going to be bleeding through. So many long engagements, and obviously you've got that bottleneck as you go into B site as well. Time shall tell as we get into the picks very shortly. I had to ask you, lads. It's one of those questions where you don't want to answer it, but you know, you've got to ask those.
No, you definitely do, and I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I don't know if you have a favorite or anybody that you think could pull this through, but for me, it's just toss of the coin flip, if I'm going to be honest.
I'm going to go for T1 for argument's sake. I know you mentioned Ambox. I'm going to say T1. After what he played just there, that is the T1 that everyone knows and loves. Ambox seemed to temper off a bit, so I'm a bit hesitant. Are they out of gas? Maybe they blew off all the steam and that energy in the previous games and didn't save enough for this last matchup. Hopefully, we've saved enough for the last matchup. Been cast in for the past couple of days. I know Laz and I, we definitely... Our voices started to get sore, but that's what it is all about, bringing the action to you at home. Hopefully you're enjoying things so far. Cover frag myself at Laz TV to my side, and let's get this rumble started. 40 seconds, teams deciding what they're going to do, where they're going to execute.
And the one thing to note, too, for anybody wondering, I mean, this is a community stream, so if you guys are enjoying the show, please throw a vote for us. We are trying to have an opportunity for the closed qualifiers. And if you go on to Nerd Street Gamers on their Twitter, throw a vote, see us again. We'd love to be progressing ourselves in further stages of tournaments, so this is an opportunity for us, and hopefully everybody is enjoying it. But now we are on map number 3, the final map, the last match of the evening here on the You're Welcome stream. 6 seconds to go before that freeze timer will hit the clock and getting things underway.
One team of these two from here forth, the timer's ticking down. He's going to go through out of that top 16. Who's he going to be? T1 versus Ambox, one apiece here. And I think it's fair to say each team has had a map that they really weren't in the jive for. They weren't feeling it. Hopefully all of those jitters are gone, and they're ready for the action. Good mid control here, coming out of Ambox.
Yeah, Daze is actually trying to get a little bit of convention, but now he actually does make that frag work. He's fully caught with the paranoia, but no problems for him. He's able to find a second frag, and now Ambox, that box is starting to get crumbled and crushed, because now they finally make a little bit of reply back with Spider. He's able to pull through 2 more with the Frenzy. And now all of a sudden, again, Android, he's going to be able to get in this site, but that spike, it's on the other side of him, and he's not able to get close by.
Frenzy Fanatics here over on T1. Seen that on multiple maps, that's their go-to. Making it work, and full send indeed. 3 versus 1 here. Android, no stranger to these clutches. Had a great set of games so far. Consistency.
30 seconds
performing
left.
with those frags, but oh my goodness, I mean, here's him.
No, he was able to make that jump. They weren't able to hear him, but now the fault line going to come through. It's going to be able to stun Android. The players playing very disciplined and not going to try to hunt for this.
Spike.
Android able to get this spike, so he might be able to get the plant. Look at that.
Oh.
Makes the head, makes the connection.
10 seconds
Now
left.
he's got 9 seconds to go. Both players are going to allow him to get this plant. So that money bonus a little bit in favor here now. Android, he could potentially find this. Gets the one. Gets the second.
No
What
way.
on earth is that? That's the
No
clutch
way.
from Android with the quad.
Quadra coming in from Phoenix, from Android. We spoke of the consistency for him throughout the past 2 games. Number 3, signed, sealed, and delivered. Android slapping his signature on that mouse pad and saying, T1, take this. Put that on your post and we'll move forward. 1-0. Excellent, man.
Absolute mayhem. How on earth does Android do this from time and time again? T1, they played that very well disciplined, but it just came down to the fragging ability of Android that just mowed on through, and now Ambox, a round that did not look like it was theirs, pulls through.
He's got run it back as well. It's round number 2. He's got 1-1, but he's got his run it back.
And those are kind of the tilting rounds too. I mean, from T1, you know, it's a round that you feel that should be in the bag. It should be yours. And then all of a sudden, slipped away.
Slipped away like a paper bag in the wind. Off it goes. No control. Really, really bad feeling, especially in the 3rd map of the best of 3. Is that going to be the morale kick that Andbox needed to get this win?
Even now, you can see T1. Bit of opposite ends here. So, Ambox going to be grouped up together. The picnic going to be inside of B main. Whereas T1, they're going for a bit of a gamble, a bit of a stack. And this is what we saw in map number 1, where Ambox, they were having the
30
best
seconds left.
reads in every single situation. And this is kind of a prime example of that again. So now the defensive players are going to have to go for this long rotate. It's a long struggle, especially on a map like Ascent. And even now that spike will get planted, allowing these players to get in
Spike
those
planted.
post-plant positions.
Cage triggered.
This is difficult, Kappa.
You know what? Now I see it, and you see the round that we just had out of Android. This probably is one of the hardest maps to do retakes on, in my opinion at least, just because there's so many choke points, and it's so difficult to know where someone's going to be. There's so many nooks and crannies, and Android completely owning that there. Still, 10 players in the server. The spike is down. What have T1 got for this retake?
Will be Ye. Seeing what he can find, and now AZK going to go for the full blind. They're going to try to see another connection, but it's just looking like a bit of an issue. Ooh, some damage gets exchanged. AZK picks up some frags, but poaching those players. Like my eggs poached, please, on a medium. Now 2-0. T1 going to be having their rifle round to see can they make a little bit of retaliation.
I'm all about the over easy eggs, man. It took me a long time, until last year to do it, but I finally got it. Poached eggs.
You're crazy, man. I think poached eggs are probably the best eggs.
See,
You know, I want to hear it in the chat. What do people think? I think one of the admins, can you guys put like a poll and just see what people like for eggs? Because I mean, I'm telling you, poached eggs, man, those are
poached
good.
eggs,
Poached.
sunny side up, poaching this game is potentially Android at the crew here from Ambox. Who's going to have their scrambled? Who has the sunny side up? Who has their poached? What's it going to be? The menu being decided so far from Ambox, setting the tone, setting the pace. T1, that's got to be a shaker, that first round. How are they going to shake that off?
And this is kind of the thing we talk about the best teams, the best teams, especially in North America, they need to be well composed, so you have to let that round go. We definitely expect it from players like this, but Spider does make that first connection, takes the run it back, and AZK and him are able to go for the double swing, able to take him down. Ambox a bit stuck in the mud right now inside of Tree Room. Seb finally gets a little bit of a response back. Recon Dart will actually make the connection. Spike going to be down. Spider gets the dart cover just in time. Skadoodle able to find another. AZK gets it through the spam. Now leaving it only to 2. And it's going to be both Seb and Ye by themselves. No more utility at their disposal. They do have 3 cloudbursts that they can use for
30
Ye.
seconds
But look at
left.
that spike location. That is such a difficult position to be in. Seb, he has to get this perfect timing, but he's not going to be able to because Skadoodle, other plans in store.
Cloudbursts, couple of updrafts available. Not what I really needed. The dash would be ideal to get that spike back, but it's in no man's land.
10 seconds left.
Absolutely no man's land in Gardens there. Like a landscaper that didn't do his job properly, but he wants to go get his tools back. T1 has said, nope, it's our tools now. You should have done your job properly. And Ye, not able to seal the deal there. Good lockdown from T1. 2-1's the score, getting themselves into this game early on. And that's important as well. For map number 3, you don't want to be out of the run-in too early because you're just going to get washed away with the stream of rounds to income. But now, instead of that, they're going to get into this one 2-1. Only 1 round between them. Still, anyone's game.
Let's go.
Just checking out Catwalk. Sinion's walking the walk down there. Nothing to be seen. And that tells you T1, they're not giving anything away for these aggro picks. Just waiting for those retakes. And I think similarly playing it to such as Cloud9 White were over on Haven, Laz, where you play for retakes, play it safe, and take no risk unnecessarily.
Yeah, and this is a very different setup. And even now, the defensive side, they're allowing that mid to be controlled. So you can already see it's going to be in full control for Ye. He's able to creep up through Market, and you can see that actually is the head spotting. Look at this. He's just trying to get a little bit cheeky with the spam. He's able to make it through. Takes down Skadoodle. Skadoodle not expecting that at all. He tried to go for the spam war, and now it goes in favor for Ambox. Going to be able to now put this into a split situation. 2 players on both sides for the defense. It's going to be a question of where do they want to go with this. I mean, the spike is still going to be in possession for Seb, but they're close on buying B main. And right now, you can see both Ye, I believe that's Android, they're just waiting things out. They still have time, and this is now the guessing game for the
30
defense.
seconds left.
This is an absolute guessing game, isn't it? 5 versus 4. Spike is still in hand. 25 seconds. Any mistakes, any oof here. Talking of that kind of oof, that could be the oof to shut it down. Days coming through with the double, baby. He wants more, though. Surely he's going to get the potential triple. Not at all. 2 versus 2. Simmer down and box at T1. 3K coming in from Ye. Getting him onto that 3-1. T1 absolutely deleted out of nowhere there. It looked like it was going to be potentially their round.
And this is the thing now. So we're just seeing Ambox. I mean, they're having some big individual play. Android, he's 7-1 right now. We're only 4 rounds in. And even close, you can see T1, they got a little bit more even of the frags and the deaths distribution. But, I mean, now it will be another gun round. A little bit of a questionable buy, I guess we'll call it, from T1. But they're going to try to make work of something at this point.
Cage triggered.
Tell you what, Android definitely had his sunny side eggs up today.
Or poached, but either way.
To be decided post-match. Only a couple rounds still between T1 in this game. This half by though, couple of Spectres. What is the economy looking at, Laz? Can you take a little peek? So that economy, if this is to be a round loss, they're going to be on that save. And that presence, a Catwalk being dominated there by Ambox.
And now will be Brax. He's going to be stuck inside the cyber cage. So it actually does make the noise cue. So they now know that at least one player is very close by. So they're going to try to push on through. Both Brax and Spider going to be nearby. All defensive players have now made the shift. They made the rotate through. The spike about to be planted. There will be Skadoodle on top of A tower. Going to be taking down the camera. Spike finally gets planted. A little bit of a delay.
Spike planted.
We have a 5-on-4 situation now.
Cover going
Dark
out.
cover going to be used from Boy, going to be blocking off that doorway. Another counter will be now used for the connector. That's going to be the ultimate. The rolling back, or the rolling thunder, sorry, is going to be used. Brax going to be dashing on through. And now even Boy's looking for more, but all of a sudden, now things have completely gotten different. A 2-2 situation. AZK going to hold it, but that's going to be Ambox. They pull up something out of nothing again. Again and again and again. 4-1.
This is nuts, the plays we're seeing. last second plays, literally out of Ambox, and it keeps catching T1 off guard. They're putting in those, like, you've got a couple of seconds, like 15, 10 seconds to make a decision, and it's just not panning out for them. That full save, you're seeing it. Classics left, right, and center for the likes of T1. Couple of sheriffs, in fact, emerging from their economy, and it's like, that's all I can afford, really. That's all I've got. And to add some insult to injury, lads, 4 ults. 4 of them available. The entry immediately coming there from Boy, poaching the second, and in comes Ye as well. So this round was a throwaway. Not much to even be seen in the frag front. Hardly any damage dealt by T1.
No, and this is now, I mean, we talk about those gimme rounds and not really much that you can potentially expect. I mean, we've seen both teams, they do some pretty crazy things on those light purchase eco rounds. But right now we're kind of seeing what we saw on map number 1, where Ambox, they just have the right reads, the right executions, the right timing. Everything is just crystal clear and perfect. And right now T1, they've been struggling to make a comeback, but now this will be another test for them. Brax going to be putting the op in his hands again. We saw this on map 1. It didn't work very well, unfortunately, but we'll have to see, can he put this to use?
Put that boomstick into action here. We need to see those big plays from Brax, and I think that might be the defining factor between the two teams right now. Individual performance from Ambox, they really seem to be stepping up to the plate on map number 3. For T1, they haven't really had an opportunity to get into the game again. Speaking of that, Spider, doubling up here, headshots, another, running back, taken out of the equation as well. Things are looking a little better here.
Things are looking a little bit better now. Day's going to be able to recompose himself. And actually, Spider, look at that. The big flank. He picks it up for 3. Can he make it 4? Yes, he's going to. And it comes in amazing fashion. T1, they respond back with the big gun round for themselves.
Omen, scary on the flank, and that aim scary too. Not even giving him a chance to react that last frag. Slightly clunky, but making it work. The 4K gets him back into this game. Individual performance highlighted, underlined. Spider taking the top frag spot and getting that 7th frag on the scoreboard.
Shadows traveling.
Lads, do you reckon it's a matter of we need to see some more control from T1 at mids, or do you think they're playing it right by playing inside?
Blocking sight.
I think it's a bit of a mix. And I mean, right now we're seeing T1, they're just kind of giving up mid, and that's what they did on split. And I don't know if it really worked in their favor, but it seems like this is starting to make a little bit of a sense for them. But I mean, they could try to mix things around. But when they give up that mid, now you can see the attackers, they've been able to now get full possession. So it makes it easier for them to do those executes and push on through. So then you're fully relying on a retake situation.
And that's it. They are playing for the retakes. They've had sick aim all day today. I'd love to see more going for those aggressive plays, but they're not choosing to risk it. You've got to respect that. This level of play, it is absolute T1 plus. These teams aren't messing around. They've all been living in Kovacs, living in aim labs, doing what they do. This boy, seeing everything is clear over there. And off goes the spike. So still 5-on-5, lads.
And even now, the Spider close on by. His foes close to the doorway. Now he's just waiting. A lot of patience from T1. Shock Dart. Gonna do a little bit of damage. It hits the feet, and now this is gonna be a full 3-on-3 push. Killjoy, ultimate, lockdown gonna be used, but Zep gets the better of it. Skadoodle able to help him out a little bit, but these frags are going in favor for Ambox. Skadoodle pulling things back, and now 2 remaining players here for Ambox are gonna be quite low, down to just the red. The Hunter's Fury can be used, but now time is completely ticking. They don't have the time, and boy, he's whipping away, but he makes it finally connect, and that will go in favor for Ambox, right down to the wire.
Absolute down to the wire. I felt myself standing up a little bit there without even meaning to. 6-2's the score. T1 going, as you mentioned, right down to the last bullets there. And we've seen it so many times, and that is the thing with the retake situation. 5-on-5, 5 players set up, poised and ready for you to come in. Not ideal, and I really feel that an entry frag, maybe going for a little bit more aggression, would pay off here for Tier 1.
We will see just another technical pause that's coming through. We've seen quite a few of those today. I don't think we ever had any of them before yesterday or even previously in the other BO3s, but things are getting tense. Things are coming right down to that wire, and that pressure is definitely sinking in for both teams.
It is, because you know you're up against, you've got a door in front of you. It says this door will take you out of top 16, and both teams, both IGLs, have got their hand on the handle. They're waiting to turn it and just get through to next stage and to have that breath of fresh air. Whew, we made it, boys, but not yet. Right now, though, Ambox, they've got to be feeling closer to that door than T1.
Yeah, this is really just becoming a totally different game. In Ambox, we saw what they did on map number 1, and it just looked like, you know, domination and high performance, and that's exactly what we're seeing here right now.
Not given a chance there for T1 to get themselves back into these rounds, and retakes, yeah, I understand that is a play style. You've got to switch that play style if it's not working. And right at this moment, the retakes, they're too much to handle here for T1. Aim on point, seems some super crisp frags, but trade outs in these post plant situations, and Box are playing on another level.
Yeah, we've really seen Spider, you know, really flourish very well so far in this best of 3. So we'll have to see if he can provide a little bit more for his team. A very slow round once again from Ambox. Brack's going to be playing a little bit more aggressive inside of Wine. So he's going to be holding a very tight angle with that operator. So he allows his teammates to fall back and put a little bit more pressure towards mid and now B. And Ambox, you can see they are putting their attention, a little bit of interest towards this B execute potentially. But it doesn't mean they need to. But Android, again, the big nuisance against T1, gets that opening exchange, takes down the Sentinel. And now they're going to be able to push on through. It might be
30 seconds
Brax.
left.
And also even Sova that needs to find this opening. Poach going to be using that drone, getting that information, spots the one, makes the connection with the dart as well.
The dart's going to be deadly. Hunter's View coming through. Poach trying his best here to land a frag. Not able to finish that one. 5 versus 3 though. Spikes down Brax yet again. Up in his hands. Hoping to hit these shots.
And this is a big call because like we said, when you have money, it's low. You want to just make sure that you can keep that op circulated and alive as much as possible. So it does kind of restrict you in some degree with your clutch situations in my opinion. So now they're going to have to save. So now, yeah, you can see they're actually going to be putting a little bit more pressure for potentially a hunt. Try to eliminate those weapons. Yay, finding 2. Not what you want. Brax, now he's just in complete survival mode by himself. He's got the classic in end. Oh no, but this is the wrong timing. But he's able to take down Android. He's trying to bring a knife to a gunfight. He survives, but can he survive it long enough? And no, boy, is going to take that op away. The investment, it's gone.
That is not how he intended that round to end at all. Super unfortunate for Brax. Landing that very sketchy no-scope. Not able to cope with the second dose of Omen though. 7-2. Attack inside. Predominantly known as a very difficult attack on here on Ascent. We need to see a little bit more in the defense for T1, otherwise they're going to be in the boiling pot for the second half.
T1 in definitely some hot water. And now Brock's going to be using the Blade Storm. He's the only ultimate available. So we'll have to see if he can find something. He is definitely going to be in the driver's seat. He is the player that needs to find this first frag. He needs to be the duelist that T1 absolutely need at this moment. But Ambox, again, they get free real estate. No problems. No issues. The mortgage is looking good. And now they're able to get into market. And look at this. And now Skadoodle's still playing very passively. He doesn't have enough weapons to make much of a fight. And he's just going to get completely eaten alive by Android. And now they're just going to swarm against AZK.
5 versus 3, T1 are having a very hard time stopping
Last
the
player
impulse of
standing.
Ambox. Poach grab another one. We are going to see the Blade Storm coming in for 2 here for Brax. He's at 30 HP. 1 versus 3.
Spike planted.
Updraft, checking what he can see. He's got nothing. He's got 30 HP, and this is looking really icky.
Blocking sight.
Trying to make some kind of a warning sign for Ambox, but they will not fall for it, but now down to 30 HP. He might give his back and actually lands that. Does some big damage, which was against Ye. It only gets him down to 60. And that would have been a good frag for him to pick up because, again, it just burns that economy. And now we're at 8-2. We've got 2 more rounds to go in this first half. Money, once again, will be spent for T1. Op going to be in the hands of Brax. He's got nothing left after this. 3 players close. They're 1 orb away from getting their ultimates as well.
I'm still not convinced T1 are out this one, Laz. Not just because I don't want to be wrong, because hey, we're all wrong sometimes, all right? I can hear that. I just mean, off of the last game's performance, surely there's still some frags in the tank.
Cage triggered.
We're talking about players like Skadoodle. They've been to the bust of titles at CSGO. Dazed, he's seen his fair share of competition as well. They've played at the highest level, Laz. It's got to be doable.
Definitely a lot of experience on the T1 side. Like we mentioned in the pregame before the series started, a lot of history with all these players, especially with T1. A lot of history playing on a previous roster together in a different game. So definitely anything is possible at this point, but right now we're going to need to see some of that magic come out because Ambox, they're just running through this map very effectively.
They most certainly are. Android on an absolute tear. Yay. He's in popping off as well. So those duelists going big, and they don't want to go home. No, sir. No, man. They don't want to go home at all just yet. Android sealing off Gardens. That pyro's coming through. A lot of paranoid players in
30
Gardens.
seconds left.
Spider, he is able to get 2, so he's able to get the spike down, trying to look for a little bit more. Skadoodle close by to help him out. Spider, he's just been the big issue again and again, but Android now responds back. Boy, able to get the lurk of AZK, so now we have ourselves a 2-on-2 situation, just leaving it down to Boy by himself. 8 seconds is ticking, but it will be Brax. He puts this op to work, finally makes the connections needed. 3-8, and now we will be pushing to the last round before that second half.
The big guy with the big operator boomstick, putting it to use, making it happen, and keeping T1 hanging on just by a hand from that cliff. 8-3, we really would like to see an 8-4 score here if this is to be a doable half for T1. Otherwise, yeah, that attack side, it's going to be pretty troublesome. Little room for mistakes, and mistakes happen. You've got to leave that comfort zone. 8-3 or even 9-3 for the end of the half wouldn't really leave much wiggle room from stopping Ambox getting to that double figures.
So we see a different setup now. Ambox going to be grouped up towards this B hit, so now Day's going to get caught with the paranoia, trying to get rid of that recon. The Rolling Thunder actually does miss, and it actually lands against Ye, so which is good because it doesn't do the team effect, but Day's able to capitalize on that opportunity. But boy, a little bit of peekaboo, he's able to take him down. Poach going to be holding down the B main. It will be AZK to find Boy now. You can even see the long lurk of Seb. He's able to find them in the back. Completely backstabs them completely. Neural theft going to be used, giving away the location of these remaining players. Spider, they know exactly where he is. The trap is now made here from Ambox. And look at this. They're actually just going to hightail it. They're going to get out of this room. They don't want to go for this fight. They're just waiting for him to peek this. And that's going to be another frag for Android. 9-3 as we transition into the second half now.
15-6, 13-6. Big frags and massive plays coming out from Ambox, and that's what separates the two teams right now. Crazy stuff there, and this is the time, now or never, the do or die moment, however you want to put it, that we need to see T1 put all their eggs in the basket. Bet attacker all, however you want to put it, it needs to happen now.
Yes, this flat goes there.
We'll have to see if we're seeing T1 looking a little bit deflated. I mean, not much of a reply back, a few little things here and there. But 3 rounds only bringing it forward to that second half. They now will be on that attacking side. Ambox, we've seen them before. Been very efficient. Skadoodle, look at the damage he's already taken so early on in the round. That shock dart lands right on top of him.
That's going to shock everything out of him. Omen's lit as well, so Spider, Skadoodle, You've got to be triggered. It's this early in the round. You've barely had a chance to do your execute, and you're already sitting at that really, really naked and alone HP, sitting around that 20 HP mark, that one-tap region. It puts so much pressure on the last two players. Brax coming in hot here, drifting in. He's not going to be able to get it done.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness, the trap. Look at that. T1 weren't even able to get out of connector. And now Ambox have put themselves at the double digits, 10-3. 3 rounds to go for solidifying this series.
Coach's corner, Laz. You're coaching T1 right now. Do you go for the buy now, or do you save for the full buy and take it to 11? What's the call here? Is there a right call?
I don't think there is. I mean, in my opinion, I would almost want to just go for the full buy next round. But I mean, right now you can see T1, they're spending everything. 4 players have nothing left. Spider, $100 remaining. So they're really putting a lot on the line here. So we'll have to see what will happen. But even now, a little bit of a slow round. And Ambox, they have 3 players that are stacked towards B. And Android gets that information that none of the players are close by in B main, so this allows the rotate to come through so they can put a little bit more heavy of a lean on that A site versus on B now.
Still 10 players hanging out, poised and ready to attack.
Standing ahead.
Android in the gang, they're going to be quick on this retake here. Obviously, they've got the weaponry, they've got the armor, but so did T1. They did keep the balls into this round. Until use. It's looking pretty decent, at least
Spike
from side
planted.
control.
Now Brax is doing a good job. He's just trying to be on catwalk, but it will be A to find him. So now Android going to come on through. The camera going to get destroyed. Will be a lot of utility that's going to be used from both teams. Daze, he finds the head of Ye. Android creeping on through. He's definitely expecting this, and he can land this frag, and now it's going to be 2 remaining players, making it only 1. Skadoodle going for the reload. He's got 6 shots to make something work, but Seb will give him a full face of lead, and now they put themselves 11-3.
We good.
We'll have to see what the money is going to look like here for T1.
Frag-wise, really good work from T1 to make that much happen. But as we mentioned, and that's the risk of not getting the reward of that round, their money's absolutely in the can right now. Let's have a peek, lads. It's around 3K, is it not? No, even lower. 2K to 3K. So with 2,000 to 3,000 credits, you can't even get a Vandal.
And this is, that's kind of the risk when you go for that last round where they just put armor and they went for the pistols. This could have been the round that they would have had the rifles for them, but it doesn't work out for them. Not even that close. And now Poach going to be able to use the drone. He should be able to spot these players. He at least spots one. Going to try to see if he can get it. Lands the bolt. So he's got a little bit of intel, but look at this aggression. Brax, he's trying to see what he can find. The flash comes in. He's blind, but will not matter. The paranoia going to come through, and but Poach, he gets taken down. Spider makes the connection with the Sheriff. And now T1, they've now made something out of completely nothing.
So this is what we need to see earlier. We need to see that hyper-aggression is coming through now, landing the frags and the one-on-ones they need to. 3-on-3, every reason the T1 should stay in this. Low on the armor. Spider coming out with that one tap as well. Still, 2 versus 2. Trade for trade, eye for an eye.
Come on, let's go!
Android going to use the run it back, but the flash comes in, and that's perfect placement. But Android going to be able to have another chance. Skadoodle by himself, the clutch situation, not able to fulfill his destiny. Should be enough time, plenty of time for Ambox, and now they put themselves on match and series point.
We good. We
Match
good.
point, series point, and it's going to be a pointer for T1 to really wonder what on earth happened here. Ambox have played out of their skin today, Les. Out of their skin. They do have some experience from FPS, but not to this level to put a 12-3. This is crazy.
It's just been remarkable. I mean, Ambox, they ran through map 1 quite easily. Map 2, definitely, T1, they definitely made that bit of on their side, and now it just looks like Ambox again doing what they do best, and they're just mowing on through T1. And we just haven't been able to see that response at all from T1 yet on Ascent.
Careful now.
Seeing some comeback from T1 though. Jet with the up drop, going straight into sight there. Android chasing his target, hoping he can get
One
this to the
enemy
Vandal.
remaining.
The Vandal says you're done. One player left. It's all on Spider. 3 versus 1. This is going to be the tallest of orders. This is to completely keep him in the VCT. It's not going to happen.
Defenders win.
T1 going
day
down
is
to
not
unboxing
our
that
day
best of
to
3,
die.
going the whole 9 yards. 2-1 final score. And top 16, T1, they're going to be out.
Congratulations, of course, to Anbox. Take the series 2-1 with a domination of 13-3. Android, he's just, in my opinion, he's got to be one of the big MVPs in this series. Like, he just completely took over so many times in so many rounds.
Even in the second map there on Bind, he might have lost the game, but he was still fragging hard and keeping that momentum going, fighting through the tough times and capitalizing on the times of that third map. GG from both teams, and in fact, GG to all the teams we've got to cast today. What a set of games we had the opportunity to cast, lads.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal day for us, and thank you everybody so much for tuning in. Like we said, we are in the community stream, so it's an opportunity for us. If you enjoyed yourself on the stream, please throw a vote for us. It is going to be on Nerd Street Gamers Twitter. Would really appreciate it. It allows us to have an opportunity for the closed qualifier, which obviously is a huge dream come true for us, and it'd be awesome to get another experience with these high caliber teams. And I'm speechless. I'm pretty excited to see how Ambox performed. I mean, I wasn't too sure. Like we said, there's a lot of history with T1, but it just did not prevail today.
Yeah, experience doesn't always trump the youth and that snapshot aim that we saw from Android, from Ye. Individual performances, 3 versus 1s, undeniably situations they should not have won, and they definitely did, getting them through to the next portion of the Valorant Challengers Tour North America. Yes, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Nerd Street Gamers, for giving us a chance to get on this community cast. And again, just one last reminder, it's the Community Casters Challenge we are taking part for. If you want to see these mugs again, Cup of Frag and Laz to my right or to your left, wherever it may be, make sure you give us a vote. And until next time, that's it from us. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great rest of your night.
Go.